Coolidge High School marching band is directed by Miss Crispin Kennedy.
Welcome in, everybody. We are finally here at Larry Delbridge Stadium as we await the kickoff for tonight's game of the week, which is going to feature the Sabino SaberCats taking on the Coolidge Bears. And we just have a couple minutes before kickoff, but before we get underway, I'm Daniel Guevara. Alongside me is Chris Kidney, and we are finally here. The season is among us.
It is here, you know, and this is I don't think we could have picked a better first game. I mean, definitely a lot of early tension. They played last year, so, you know, it's going to be an interesting game. We already know how this is going to go.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And remember, this is the second matchup between these two schools. I know they're long Arizona schools here, but only the second matchup ever between these two teams, which occurred last year down in Sabino. Right. And early on, you know, the Bears had a 14-13 lead going into the half, but it was the second half adjustments by Sabino that gave them the win, ultimately winning 42-20 and outscoring the Bears 29-6.
Yeah, and you know, one thing that we will need to tell everybody, it is windy here. So bear with us as we are trying to do something a little different, make sure everything's good. We got our cameraman, Mr. Lupe, in the house here as well. And you know what? They still keep coming, these people.
Absolutely, and I love the turnout so far, you know, depending on the weather. I know last night we had some people getting ready to go live on their games, but unfortunately Mother Nature got in the way and kind of shortened things out a little bit for them, but we're hoping we get good weather. I mean, it's not too hot, it's not too cold, not too windy, actually.
Wound up being quite good.
Celine Zedlin, number 18, Gavin Gunter.
And so with tonight's matchup, you know, we got some key players that we're going to want to focus on tonight. As far as Sabino goes, who is going to be the player to watch tonight?
I think you got to watch Cam Hackworth coming in. I believe this is his third year as the starting quarterback for Sabino. One of the stat leaders for passing over the past couple years in 3A football. If Cam is on fire, what I'll tell you is that opens up the running game for Cade, Mason Cade. It also opens up the passing game for the Berryhill brothers and so on. I just, honestly, a lot of it's going to just revolve around Cam Hackworth. So what do you think?
Oh, no, I definitely agree with you. And my player for the Coolidge Bears to watch for is going to be defensive end / defensive tackle Andre Dukes. This young man has such a quick first step when it comes to the snap of the ball. He had 6 sacks last year, 6 tackles for loss, and he might be, if the Coolidge Bears want to contain Cam, he might be the reason why and be able to close that pocket tonight.
So what you're saying is, Dukes, you better put up your Dukes.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so, you know, we are just getting ready to have the kickoff. It looks like Sabino is going to be receiving the ball here to start the first quarter, and we are just moments away.
And we got some special guests that are going to probably pop in with us here too. We got our guy Cedric from Get It In Sports, who's going to be showing some love. We might also see the recruiting crew, as well as Rodney Cox might even stop by as well. So a lot of things we got going on here. So we got the kickoff coming up here right now.
Roberson and 18, Diego Hanneran.
And that wind is whipping.
And so back to return is going to be Britt Roberson, number 7, and number 18, Diego Hannigan. And we are off for the 2023 season as Hanneran is going to take it up the middle, and he is going to go. Are they going to catch him?
Wow.
And just to start things off, Sabino is going to score a touchdown, but there is some yellow on the field.
It looks like laundry got thrown down, and we know what that normally means. It normally means some kind of holding or a block in the back of some sort. So more than likely this is coming back. What a horrible way to pull back an exciting opener.
Oh, absolutely. And if they weren't going to get him there, I'm sure they were going to get him for that amazing front flip into the end zone.
I mean, if he would have stuck the landing, it would have been a little bit better.
Absolutely. So with the Sabino getting ready to take the offense, we're going to see what the call is here on the field. and where Sabino's going to be starting their first possession of the season.
So that flag's right there on the 40.
And you can feel it. You can feel that wind coming and going.
Well, we do thank you all for tuning into the game. If you could do us a favor, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're following us for all the games that we do this season. We would appreciate that. Obviously, we want to get the viewers to make sure that these kids are getting the spotlight they deserve. So right out the gate, a little delay on.
You know, it got to be a tough call. It's a major difference between 6 points and 0 points, you know.
Right.
So they definitely want to get the call correct.
Yeah, but, you know, I hope this isn't a total laundry day, you know what I mean?
Well, you know, you got to expect that being it's the first game. You know, you got to get the rust off and everything. So I'm expecting a little bit more penalties than we're used to.
Get the throwing arm, you know, warmed up by the refs.
They're going to have to ice them shoulders a little bit. But here's the call on the play.
We'll see what's going on here. Holding. Yep.
So it's going to be holding against Sabino.
And that was thrown at the 40, so that'll more than likely put him on the 30-yard line. Oh, and then they're going to tack on more.
Oh, and that's going to be the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for the front flip into the end zone. So not a great start for Sabino, even though they scored the touchdown. And they will be starting inside their own 10-yard line.
Wow. I mean, and that's what you get when you, hey, you know what? Act like you've been there before.
Hey, yeah, you know that the referees, you know, are not going to tolerate the excessive celebrations, you know, the tauntings. We've seen a lot of that last year occur, and so I know they're going to be cracking down on it. I know it's something that the kids enjoy, but the referees will definitely not be the ones to want to tolerate that. So here is the first play for Sabino, as they're going to be in a pistol formation.
So it's going to,
and he's going to be tackled just past the 15, 16-yard line.
So first down, almost, no?
Second, I think we got a second and 1 here.
They're giving them just short of it.
Oh, no, they pick up the first.
Maybe they're going through like confusions because this other ref saying no.
So yes, it will be a first down.
Okay, so they did give them the first down.
A screen pass, and it looks like it's going to be number 6, and that'll be number 6, Savon Berryhill with the reception.
Savon Berryhill, yeah. And that's just another quick pickup. It looks like, okay, they're saying they got backup from the sidelines. So there's a warning there on that. They're definitely trying to plant their feet and say, hey, look, we're not going to have this kind of actions around here. Now, why is the yardstick not moving? I mean, the down stick.
It's just a kind of a warning.
Yeah,
kind of warning
no,
there.
I'm talking about the down stick, like the second down, the yard marker.
And another run up the middle.
Yeah, somebody needs
for Mason Cade.
Somebody needs to teach the chain gang how to do the yardstick or the down stick.
But, you know, a little bit about Sabino is that, you know, they ended up going 8-4 last year, making it to the playoffs.
Right.
You know, ultimately losing to Eastmark in the second round, 42-28, as we got motion, and it looks like we have
Yeah, so they lost to Eastmark, who actually went off and became the third 3A champions last year. So, I mean, and the one thing that's interesting is especially about the 3A South is that's actually the strongest region in 3A coming into the season. Now, obviously, we'll see how that holds up throughout the year, but I mean, you got some great teams in there like Thatcher, Push Ridge, Sabino, Morenci moved up there as well as Safford. Here you got a pass.
Oh, and a great play by the Bears. Yes, if not broken up by number 11.
Yeah. Got real estate.
And that would be D'Angelo Miles. So if D'Angelo Miles does not make that play, it could have led to a Sabino touchdown.
I'm telling you, we're buying while real estate's low and cheap out here.
And the great thing about Sabino, one quick fact about them, they've made the playoffs for 20 consecutive seasons, if you don't count the COVID season where they only played 2 games. So a team that is turned into a powerhouse over the years, and it's going to be great to see them as they're probably one of the top teams, as Cam Hackworth is going to rush out.
He's a scrambler.
And pick up a couple on the play. So we're going to have about a 3rd and 7 for the SaberCats.
Now, you also talk about something that's relevant too, is you talk about Ryan McBrayer, the head coach over there. I mean, he's had a great staff with great results for several years in a row now, like you were mentioning. So it's always good to see Sabino doing that. And to tell you the truth, if they're not a contender for the playoffs this year, if not even the championship, I'd be shocked.
Absolutely, and he's already entering his 7th season, running the Sabino SaberCats team here, as Mason Cade is going to break down the line, and he's going to keep going. I don't think they're going to catch him, as that's going to be a Sabino touchdown.
Any laundry? I can't see any laundry.
I do not see any laundry. A 70-yard touchdown rush by Mason Cade. And already for Cade, he's already over 90 yards rushing on 3 rushes. So that drive, he definitely set the tone. And I know he has big expectations as he led the team last year in rushing with 774 yards.
Like I was saying, I think what happens is when you get Cam throwing the ball around and everything, what it does, it opens up that running game, because you don't know whether to like pack up on the box or if you want to kind of do more of like a cover 2 zone or whatever the case might be.
And the extra point is up and good. So 7-0 early on with 10:04 left here in the first quarter.
And here I am slacking on the clocks, guys.
So let's get into a little bit about Coolidge. They're coming in after a down season last year, finished 3-7 on a 4-game losing streak to end the season. So I know they want to get things turned around, and I think it's going to start with the rushing attack between Javonte Wall and Maurice Glass, and that's going to help their new quarterback, who is going to be Gavin Gunter, who's making his first career start at the varsity level for the Bears, as the Coolidge Bears lost both of their quarterbacks last year to Graduation, and being Giovanni Mascalino and Ethan Ramirez. Excuse me, I'm sorry, Gianni Mascalino. So here's the kickoff, and it looks like the ball's going to go out of bounds.
He goes out of bounds.
And the Bears will start with great field position.
And we got 10:04 remaining in the first quarter. Make sure you also are chiming in and letting us know how the stream's going, what you think of what we're doing. We're trying to cover Southern Arizona, obviously Pinal County as well, and just bring something a little different than what we've typically had, huh?
Absolutely. I think, a lot of people know what kind of love they get up in the Metro Phoenix area, but down here, you know, past Gilbert, Chandler area, you know, it's not much love, and that's what we're trying to bring out here all the way to the south. Absolutely.
We're just seeing what we can do here.
So first play is going to be a run by Wall, who is going to be
maybe 1 yard.
picking up, it looks like he got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe 1 yard on the
looks
play.
like they were trying to give him a yard.
So it'll be 2nd and 9 for the Bears. And with Gavin Gunter, you know, starting, that they have some good weapons here, you know, on the Bears. And I think that, you know, with Jordan Johnson moving from tight end over to wide receiver, now you have a big presence over there as you got a 6'6" wide receiver, and Gunter is going to keep the ball, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. Now they're giving him an additional yard on that. That line's going to have to start blocking up on this. If not, it's going to be a long night for those two.
Absolutely. You know, you want to be able to answer, you know, what that high-powered offense does for the SaberCats.
Right.
So, you know, I'm hoping that the Bears can, you know, calm their nerves and get things going here on this 3rd down possession. Maurice Glass is going to take it up the middle, and it looks like he may have picked up the first down or just a little short, and they're going to give him the first down. 1st and 10 for the Bears.
I thought he looked a little short there, but you know what? Honestly, that's a big achievement right now, because the 3 and out would have been kind of devastating, especially after having that kick return pulled back and then them trotting all the way down the whole length of the field. So that was a big
And that's what you need from the Bears, is how is this offense going to answer what the SaberCats do? You know, the SaberCats are a team, as Glass is going to make it possibly back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a loss of 1.
Yeah, I think he lost a little there.
You know, but that's what you need from Coolidge. You need them to be able to answer and be able to pick up a little bit of stops when it comes to that SaberCats offense. Because that's a team that averaged almost 42 points a game last year, so you know that they're going to rack up the points, and you got to answer that firepower. So here we got 2nd and 11 on the Bears 45. As Gunter's going to go back to pass.
There's a little low on that, little hitting in the shins kind of thing, you know.
Jordan Johnson brings up 3rd and 10.
I'm sorry, it was 2nd and 10 on that one, so 3rd and 10 on the Bears 45 here. Another big 3rd down for the Bears with 7:45 left in the 1st.
Back for the pass. That was in the grass right before him. I mean, you got to give the receivers an opportunity. And I know this is his first year actually being a quarterback, so he's obviously got his jitters and everything going on too. I mean, you're playing live ball now.
Absolutely. It's hard to replicate live varsity level football, especially in practice. So, you know, I think once he gets those jitters and, you know, gets those first few throws out of the way, he's going to come back, you know, strong. I know Gavin, he plays hard, man, you know, and being that this is a senior year, he wants to leave his mark. As the Bears are going to punt it, and it's going to land inside the 30-yard line, as it'll be 1st and 10 for Sabino at the 27-yard line.
We got 7:30 remaining in the 1st quarter. Now the big thing is can they do a defensive, you know, approach towards this? I mean, and what we were saying also is, I mean, you're not talking about slouch team and Sabino. This is one of the better 3A teams in the state, and
got to be one of the heavy favorites early on.
Exactly. So I mean, this is a test right here, a good test for Coolidge. Whatever the outcome is, I like the concept of this game.
Yep, and you're going to see Coolidge run that 3-3 with 3 safeties in the back to try to contain that passing attack that Sabino has, but then it leaves somebody like Mason Cade to kind of run wild a little bit. as Cam Hathaway is going to roll out and hit Barry Hill for a first down, as now the SaberCats are across the 50-yard line into Bear territory.
I mean, we gotta do something with 3 safeties on that. You can't have a straight fly shot, pretty much.
And what you see with the SaberCats is that chemistry. You know, you always talk about it, you know, when me and you were going to 7-on-7s. This is a crew that all summer long they spend together and work on their chemistry and connection, and you can see it paying off week in and week out. And we're going to have a flag on the play.
But so far all the laundry's been coming on the side of Sabino, so definitely got to kind of watch that. That's something that Sabino's going to have to work out before they continue on the season, is the little mistakes. You can't give away yards, you know.
Yep. And so now we have 1st and 15 on Sabino's 45-yard line. We got a man in motion. Hackworth is going to drop back.
There you go. Wow. Pick up about.
And he's going to complete the pass to Britt Roberson across the middle, and that's that same passing attack.
You know, it's take what they're going to give you. I mean, it's not, you know, rocket science. Just take what they give you.
And Cam Hackworth, he's such an accurate quarterback, man. You know, throwing for close to 70% completions, you know, all of last year. And so, you know, he knows how to get the ball to his players, as he's going to take the read option and keep it, but he's going to be stopped. Looks like a loss of 1.
I think he had his mind already chosen on that play before it even pretty much started to develop.
And we got some more laundry on the field. And it was a great play by number 70 for the Bears, Jacob Viola. So it looks like we have a personal foul on the Bears.
That's their first foul.
And that's going to be a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down for the SaberCats, as now they are inside the 20-yard line.
You can't do this to Sabino. You can't give them yards like that. And, you know, granted, this is their first foul, but, you know, you want to tighten it up, because giving yards to Sabino is like just
you want to make them earn it. You want to make them earn it. Absolutely.
Not a good thing.
So Sabino will stay in the pistol formation. Got a man in motion. Hackworth is going to roll to his right.
Wide open in the end zone.
And he's going to pick up and keep the ball. And it looks like he'll pick up a gain of 4.
He had number 7 wide open in the end zone, but it looked like he wasn't able to get that off. That, or maybe he didn't see him, that kind of thing, but yeah.
So it's going to be a 2nd and 6. 5:39 left here in the first. As it seems like the wind is slowly dying down. I feel the heat kind of picking back up a little bit, but we'll take it. You know what? As long as we got football going on, I'm going to enjoy that, and I hope you guys are enjoying the stream so far. As Hackworth is going to throw to Barry Hill, who's going to possibly pick up a couple. Just a little short of the first down. And that was Shamar Berryhill, number 4. And, man, the Berryhill brothers are 2 dynamic players. You know, that whole family definitely knows a thing or two about playing the wide receiver position.
Stop blowing up their heads.
Hey, you know what? I've seen them last year, and I'm just like, man, these 2 brothers definitely are a great duo. You know,
the older brother, you know, going off to the NFL and obviously doing well when he was at the U of A and stuff like that. So,
all right, so we got a big 3rd and 2 play, as we got another man in motion. And Hackworth is going to keep the ball and rush it up the middle, and he's going to get in for the touchdown. Another Sabino SaberCats touchdown, as now the lead extends to 13-0 with 4:48. And it's that read option that is so tough when you have somebody like Cam Hackworth,
impact player.
you never know if he's going to pass, you never know if he's going to run or hand it off to Mason Cade. So definitely some great chemistry from the SaberCats so far to start off the game. Now we just got to hope that the Bears offense can get going and make some drives for themselves.
You know, my big thing coming into this game was more or less, how was Sabino's line going to be? And right now, actually, you can't complain. Sabino's line's doing solid right now.
Absolutely. As the field goal is going to be good, so extending the lead to 14-0 with 4:48.
Cameraman loopy in point.
But, you know, I want to send a big shout out, though, to the new athletic director for Coolidge, Dr. White, allowing us an opportunity to stream this game here and, you know, kind of starting everything. And who knows, this may be a tradition here as long as Coolidge and Sabino play. It might be our tradition. I seen them last year.
Yeah, you know.
We're here this year, and, you know, we'll see what both programs do throughout the rest of the season.
You know, and just giving us the opportunity to try and show what we're wanting to do and what we're trying to do. I mean, what people that might not understand is this is our very first, you know, broadcast. So we're trying to do what we got to do. Oh, wow.
And Miles is going to pick up the ball almost. I thought it went into the end zone as he's going to make it out to about the 16, 17-yard line.
He made a little something out of that. Was a horrible bounce.
Yeah, it did not go the Bears' way.
It was going to go inside, you know, go into the end zone, but bounce back out. So he made something out of nothing on that one. At least quick thinking.
No, most definitely, and I think that, you know, this is an opportunity to see what the Bears are going to be made of this year. You know, they struggled to put up points last year, averaging just a little under 23 points a game. So I know that they want to get their offense going, especially against a tough team like Sabino, and going in, you know, building some momentum for their future games, especially going into next week when they travel down to Ben Franklin.
And we got Coolidge going on their parade right now with 4:40 left in the first quarter.
So a new formation here for Coolidge, as Maurice Glass is going to get the ball, and he's going to maybe get one on the play. So a 2nd and 9 for the Bears.
Look almost like a double wing kind of thing.
Yeah, it definitely a new formation I've never seen from the Bears. So glad they're trying something new to kind of get their offense going. You know, especially when you know, the pass game is going to start trying to get itself going and see what they can do for quarterback Gavin Gunter. Actually, now you have number 27, Salim Sesma, in at quarterback here in this wing formation, as Glass is going to pick up another rush and make it back to the line of scrimmage. So not a lot going for the Bears on the offensive end.
They're coming around quick.
Big plays by the Sabino SaberCats.
Some like, because you got those ends coming around and getting them in the back.
Bears have the ball.
Timeout, Coolidge.
Timeout, Bears.
So during this timeout, you know, let's talk a little bit about both squads. You know, you got Coolidge, who's definitely trying to come back this year after going 3-7. You know, they lost a couple of pieces, especially at the quarterback position. You know, what do you think that they got to do in order to have a successful season this year?
I think obviously with the new quarterback, you got to kind of figure that jitter out. He's got to get comfortable. He's got to open up the offense. I mean, the defense, obviously, you can't let these passes, these open backfield passes. Well, you got 3 safeties. There shouldn't be anything coming over the top.
And Sabino has a unique offense. You know, they air it out a lot more than what most teams do here in the 3A division. And so, you know, that's something you kind of got to get used to, especially with the game constantly changing and, you know, everybody kind of going to those 7-on-7s and trying to see how they can air it out. But I think, you know, for Sabino to finally get over that hump and win, another state title, you know, they just got to, like you said, not make those penalties and keep themselves in the game. I think that they can keep up with any team. It's just going to come down to the little details and be able to squeak out those very tough games as you start playing the Thatchers and Morencis later on in the season.
Well, and the hard thing too is when things aren't working. And I'm letting this one go.
So we got a little reverse.
If he would have got that gap, it would have been a lot nicer.
We got that reverse, and that's going to be a carry from Javonte Wall, and it's going to be a 4th and 5 for the Bears, and it looks like they're going to send out the punt unit.
And what I was saying is, like, when you can't get certain things going, your kids, you got to make sure that sideline doesn't start getting deflated.
Yeah, let's get that score corrected. We're sorry about that. As it's going to be a muffed punt, and it's going to be a block by the SaberCats, who are going to pick up the recovery inside their own 10-yard line.
Everything just seems to be going the way.
SaberCats deep in the Bears territory.
This is just, everything's going Sabino's way right now, except for me putting up the score. That was my
fault. You know, our apologies on that one right there. You know,
Chris is slipping.
It's all good. Well, you know, it's going to be a big stand for the Bears right here. You have to limit the damage. Still here with 2:51 left in the first quarter, and Sabino's knocking on the door.
Yeah, you don't want to go 21, you know, plus 0 into the second quarter.
So Sabino's going to start off in the shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers to the right as they hand it off to Mason Cade, who fumbles the ball.
This could be good.
And it looks like he picks up his own recovery.
Oh, that was close.
That would have been a big break for the Bears.
The Bears were sitting there salivating on that one. Almost like they were down there at the Goose picking up a burger.
Hey, you know, shout out to those local businesses around here, you know.
If you are in the Coolidge area, stop by the Goose. Make sure you check them out. I don't have a problem plugging.
So we got 2nd and 10 on the 10-yard line for the SaberCats. They're going to stay in that shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers to the right as a man comes in motion. Hackworth is going to drop back for the pass, scramble out of the pocket.
Oh, he's dangerous back there.
And he's going to throw it, and it looks like, and what? Almost a touchdown catch by number 4, Shamar Berryhill, who drops it in the back of the end zone.
That would, oh, wow. That had to hurt.
Well, you know what? As a wide receiver, as much as it hurts to drop a pass like that, especially when points are on the line there, you know what? The best thing you can do is try to pick up your quarterback again, help him out, and make the next catch. You know, I know he's going to let that one go and be able to try to help his quarterback out here. So with the 3rd and 10, the SaberCats are going to be in the pistol as Berryhill's going to come in formation. Hackworth is going to roll to the right. And it looks like he's going to be scrambling, trying to find the open receiver, and they're going to get the touchdown. Another pass as Savon Berryhill gets the touchdown, but now we have Laundry on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Did it come after the touchdown, are you thinking?
No, that was definitely during the play. Usually it's going to be a holding penalty or something along those lines. So let's see what the call will be.
Well, especially when he's in that situation where he's scrambling and he scrambles back against the grain. It tends to be, you know, it's just nature that you're trying to protect your quarterback. So I could see it if that was a holding.
So as the refs discuss it, we have 1:46 left here in the first quarter. So as we await the call, you know, let's talk about some of the people helping us make this stream possible.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
Game Time Recruiting and Consulting, Mr. Rodney Cox.
Yep.
Always love working with him. You know, you got the
Get It
Get
In
It
guy.
In apparel. You know, those guys always helping out, you know, not only us, but these schools right here around the state and around the country.
They actually did the uniforms for Coolidge, as well as I know the hats over at Sabino. I don't know if they did the uniforms for Sabino or not. We could talk to Mr. Cedric after that if that's okay.
And then also, you know, your boy Diego out there, you know, in Pop Studio, where we're able to do some of our live video podcasts. You know, always got to thank them. And the call is going to be, and sorry, it's going to be an ineligible man downfield.
They're going to wave that off.
And we're going to have a timeout by Sabino.
Gotcha.
All right, we got a little bit of the ROTC people over here showing a lot of support, getting their guys, you know, hyped up, and hopefully get some momentum going for the Bears. So we're gonna have a 4th down. It looks like the Bears
They're going to just go for it.
probably declined the penalty. So now 4th and 10 on the 10-yard line, and the SaberCats are gonna go for it. And they're gonna pick up the touchdown. Yes, as that is Savon Berryhill. And I believe that's his 2nd touchdown already here in the ball game. So Savon Berryhill with the reception, as now that lead extends 20-0. And Cam Hackworth just has a beautiful touch on that pass.
Good.
You know,
Right in the corner.
to find that crease and that open area to make it an easy catch, you know, for his receiver.
All right, going for the extra point here. Foul. Looks like offsides.
And with that touchdown pass from Cam Hackworth, that is now 59 career touchdown passes as he's looking to eclipse that 60 mark, and I think he may try to end up doing it here in this game.
.138 remaining in the quarter.
And we got another penalty.
Foul. Wow.
And that's going to be offsides on the Bears.
Preliminary indication offsides against the Bears.
So they did it back to back.
And, you know, we talk about...
At what point in time do you just say, hey, look, let's just go for 2? I mean, all you got to do is fall forward, unless it's. I mean, granted, they don't need to right now. It's fine. Just kick.
You know what? I think Coach McBrayer would just rather take the 1.
Yeah,
you know, not try to do anything too fancy.
Might
you
as
know,
well get the reps in for your kicker.
Oh, I might have spoken too soon. As now it looks like the offense is coming back out. So here we go. We're going to have now Sabino going for the 2-point conversion.
This is what we were saying. You can't do these things. You can't give Sabino yards like that and get up to the point where they're tempted to do certain things.
And so as the SaberCats go for 2.
I don't know why you go in a shotgun, though.
Hey, they have the Bears have yet to stop that read option.
You're absolutely right. I ain't
So
gonna
you know
lie
what?
there.
Now now we have Cade coming into motion. He's going to go under center.
That's what it was. I was just,
and he's going to rush it up the middle for 2 points, extending the SaberCats lead to 22-0.
A little trickery.
Hey, nice play by Coach McBrayer and his staff. You know, and talking about him, we said he's entering his 7th season, leading the SaberCats, has accumulated a record of 43-17. So if you don't know about the successes of Sabino, that record should tell you everything he's done here with the SaberCats.
They push over an 80% winning percentage over the periods of the years and terms.
And, going forward, next up for the SaberCats, they're going to be traveling down to Saguaro down in Tucson. And that's turning into a rivalry of its own, right? It's a big rivalry down there in Tucson.
Which one?
The game next week against Saguaro that the SaberCats will be heading to.
That's been a rivalry since I was in school.
See, and I'm new to the area. I'm down in the Marana area and kind of.
Okay, there you go.
So the return's going to be a touchback. And the Bears will take the ball on the 20.
With 1:36 in the first quarter. No, that's one of the oldest. When it comes down to Sabino and Saguaro, that's a rivalry that goes back as long as the schools have pretty much been there.
I was gonna say it's kind of like with the Bears being my alma mater. That's kind of like going up the road to Santa Cruz or over to Florence. It's something, regardless of what the records say, regardless of, that rivalry. I love rivalry games. And, I know we're going to have a couple coming up later on in the season. So I'm very excited, especially one down in the area where I live in the Marana area.
Yeah, the boot.
So the Bears will start off on the 20-yard line. Gavin Gunter back under center. And they're going to be in that wing T formation as Javonte Wall's going to take the... He's going to take the rush up the middle, and it looks like he's going to pick up 5. So that's something you got to get going right there.
That's a victory right there. I'll take the victory.
Taken down by 64, Jack Hamlin.
And thank you to everybody so far commenting. I know we got a lot of comments. I'm kind of catching up about the scores being switched, but we got it corrected. And I appreciate you guys letting us know, though, as it looks like Wall's going to rush again up the middle and pick up a Bears first down. So that will be the first down for the Bears, as now they look to continue that momentum and get their offense going with just under 50 seconds left here in the first.
Giving me a hard time about the score.
So the Bears will stay in the wing T as there's going to be a fumble on the play, but it looks like Gunter is going to fall on the ball, and we got a penalty flag. Maybe some.
What are we calling on this foul?
You might be seeing an unnecessary roughness as falling on the quarterback.
You can't call it roughing the passer. Once the ball's lost, he's no longer the passer. So
you're going to get the personal foul on the SaberCats. It's going to be a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down. But see, what you see around here is it's not really the quarterback recovering the ball. It's the player utilizing his body to fall onto the player. They're trying to avoid having, unnecessary concussions and things like that. I know it's a very protective game now, and that's why you see the penalties come out so much, especially in today's game.
Hey, right now, I'll tell you this. This is some good momentum going into the second quarter.
Absolutely, as we are just under 15 seconds and 1st and 10 for the Bears on the 45, as Maurice Glass is going to pick up the ball.
Okay.
And he's going to dive forward for a
think you got a
possible
couple.
gain of 2.
Yeah.
Maurice Glass, the ball carrier, taken down by.
And this is going to be that quarter. And you know what? We also got somebody chiming in. It is actually, for those who don't know, our score stream.
Absolutely.
Score stream is actually, if you guys don't know, here I'm going to give you a little taste of it real quick, and we'll be right back.
ScoreStream brings the excitement of high school sports directly to your phone and computer. Join our fan-driven network where you can score games, cheer with other fans, and share your favorite photos and videos from every game. Create epic highlights and help your favorite team be seen on local and national media. Become a super fan and have an incredible season with ScoreStream.
And so we are back for the start of the second quarter as Sabino jumped out to an early 22-0 lead, with a 70-yard rush by Mason Cade, a couple of touchdown passes by Cam Hackworth. But now to end the first quarter, the Bears started getting a little momentum on the offensive end.
Just also touch back on ScoreStream. For those parents or for those who don't know, use the apps. If you download the app, make sure you get on there, share your scores no matter what game you're at. That way it helps us so we can view and see everything and know what's going on, so we can pick up some of these scores from other games around town or actually throughout the state.
Absolutely, and we're going to try to keep you guys as updated as possible with what's going on around the league as 2A and 3A have kicked off their seasons right here in week 1. Next week, we got the bigger schools going to be opening up their seasons as they'll be 4A through 6A. So definitely let us know and keep us updated with what's going on around the state of Arizona, and we will make sure we try to update you guys as much as possible. So we got a second and looks like 9 for the Bears. And it seems like they're going to stick to this same formation as they try to get things going. And that's going to be a run by Glass, who's going to rush up the middle and pick up the first down. So another first down for the Bears.
Up for Bears, first down.
And it looks like they're starting to get things going. And, you see this, you like to talk a lot about, a team like Benson, who for years had ran that formation to a T. And now you're seeing the successes of the Bears as they're trying to run things, as Javonte Wall is going to pick up the carry, and he's going to go forward for about 6 as the Bears are inside the SaberCats 40.
Hanrahan in on tackle.
And we got a question from Evan. Yes, we will be having our schedule of the games that we will be streaming. You can find that on our different pages, as Wall is going to get the carry again and pick up another Bears first down. And it looks like we got another flag here.
Yeah, I hope this.
And with the helmet coming off, as you see the Sabino player, his helmet came off. He's going to have to be out for one play. And we'll see what the penalty is. But, yes, to answer Evan's question, I know, Chris, you've posted it on your SoAZ page of all the games that we have going on. So please take a look and, kind of tune in.
Also, we got if you want to go ahead and subscribe onto the page, you can actually see the upcoming games, and you can even hit the notification button. So if the show or you're ready for the game or there's a game that you like, hit that notification note and it'll go ahead and let you know that as well. So there's a lot of ways to kind of find out what we're doing over here at the SoAZ VB network.
Absolutely. And so the looks on things is it's going to be a personal foul on the Bears, another costly penalty, as now it's going to be 3rd down and 11 to go. And so, as we say, all that momentum kind of gets killed with the penalties. And this is the thing that hurt the Bears so much last year, was the unnecessary penalties, as they are definitely getting their drives going. And you're going to have Glass.
Had a little bobble of the ball before he got focused.
And that's going to bring up 4th down for the Bears with 10 to go.
4th and 10.
4th and 10?
Yeah, with the unsportsmanlike penalty, you automatically lose the down. You do not get to replay.
No,
so
I lost the.
Oh no, you're
the other marker because he went skinny on me over there.
So a big 4th and 10 for the Bears as they are trying to get things going, get in the end zone, and kind of build some confidence on this offense.
We got a referee timeout. You know, let's see if Cedric wants to get on this.
All right, so on this 4th down play for the Bears, it's going to be a big play, but we are joined by Cedric for Get It In Apparel. Thank you, Cedric, for joining us here today. And, you know, an amazing job you do here with these schools across not only the state of Arizona, as Gavin Gunter is going to break away for a Bears touchdown. I see no flags on the play, so it looks like the touchdown is going to stand good. A 45-yard rush up the middle for Gavin Gunter, and now the Bears are on the board, cutting the lead down 22-6. So sorry about that, Cedric.
No, it's all good. That was a big play. We had to stop that. No problem.
So, you know, like I was saying, you've been doing some amazing things, you know, not only across the state of Arizona, but we talked about it now nationally, you know, getting your guys' name out there across, you know, all of the entire nation. Tell us how you got things going and why you wanted to have your own apparel company.
Well, first, let me just say I want to thank you guys for this opportunity to even be here and, you know, talk about what we do here. I Get It In Apparel myself and Donnie Bunyan. You know, so, you know, having So AZ and Varsity Breakdown, you know, let us come out here, man. This is a big opportunity, so thank you first and foremost. So, secondly, man, it's all about the kids, man. Get It In Apparel is something that, you know, was created out of the brainchild of Donnie Bunyan once again. Got to give him a shout out of Phoenix. We went to high school together. We actually went to Santa Rita together, middle school and all that. So there's a phrase that was just kind of coined. And so at this point, you know, it started out just a motivational, inspirational kind of mantra. And so that's barely what Get It In means. Do it, you know, basically do everything you do to the utmost. And so we started back in 09, you know, kind of just making T-shirts for us to wear, you know, out and about. And then, you know, slowly transitioned into, you know, some ladies apparel. And then, you know, fast forward, here we are, you know, probably 4 years deep now into the uniform game, real tough, man. And, you know, we're blessed to just have youth, high school, you know, allowing us to dress their kids. And, man, it's a wonderful feeling, so.
And so for you guys, you know, you don't do just football stuff, right? You guys are kind of spread out all over. You know, where do you guys tap in, you know, as far as other sports across the high school realm?
Basketball, we have a lot of youth basketball that we do, track, baseball. We even do businesses, we do companies. We got a few businesses that allow us to make their work shirts or their company T-shirts. And here's a kick return.
Oh, kick return. And nobody's going to catch them as Sabino answers right back, and that's something you cannot have if you're the Coolidge Bears and you want to be able to compete with the Sabino SaberCats.
Absolutely.
As they're going to return it for a kickoff return touchdown, and that's number 18, Diego Hanaran.
Yeah, that was a big play, man. Diego's a fast kid.
Sideline warning against the Bears, the touchdown.
And
so to answer your question, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So we do baseball, like I said, basketball, track, soccer. I mean, any sport, anything you need a uniform for, a T-shirt for, you know, fan gear. As you can see, some of the GI2 down here in the stands with Coolidge. So, you know, we appreciate them wholeheartedly. And so, yeah, whatever you need, we can do it. And that's really what the bottom line is.
And that's awesome to hear. And where can people find you? Do you guys have your own building yet, or is this something all done through social media right now?
Man, prayerfully we get a building soon. But
okay.
Right now everything's online, man. So every social media outlet you can think of, Instagram, Facebook. The website is just getitInapparel.com. Instagram, getitIn_apparel. So those are the main sources there. Facebook obviously is getitInapparel. So, but yeah, everything's done online. You can DM us. We answer DMs, call, text if you got our numbers. But yeah, man, that's really what it is. So yeah, hopefully soon we'll be in the building.
Hey, well, you let us know when, and we will be one of the first ones right outside, trying to pick up some gear, because we love what you guys do, and always, tagging us in your guys' stuff and allowing us to help you spread the word of what you guys do. And like I said, much respect to you guys and your team, and, we'll be definitely following you guys. I know you kind of want to help us out when it comes to this streaming games, and, we talked about possibly having our player of the games and things like that. So, if you're a player out there and you're listening right now and we're coming to your school, you never know when Get It In Apparel is going to show up and, make their presence felt, because you guys are definitely doing it here, not only on the football field, but in other sports as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, again, like I said, we appreciate the opportunity to partner up with you in that and do some big things, going forward for the rest of the season, man. And, yeah, Get It In Apparel, player of the game, whatever you want to call it, man, that's what we're going to do. And we're going to get some gear out to those outstanding players from both teams. We want to recognize, outstanding players from both teams. So we'll do it that way and make sure those kids go home happy, either way. So,
hey, well, you know what, Cedric? Hey, you're more than welcome to hang out with me here and talk some football. As Sabino, extends that lead to 28-7 with 9:18 left. And how familiar are you, with both squads as far as what they do? I know you make some uniforms for Coolidge specifically.
Yes, sir.
And, have you been able to tap out there to Sabino yet, or is it something we're kind of in the works on?
Definitely in the works with the Sabino.
Okay.
The coaches are wearing some of the hats that we made for them.
Okay.
So the coaches have all the Get It In Apparel hats on right now. If you can see number 4, Shamar there, he's got one of our streamers, the black and white streamer there. So the kids, we definitely tap in with the kids. We follow them all year long, where it's with their 7-on-7 and everything like that. So over there as a presence, as far as just again being around the kids more so than the uniforms, and that's what it's all about, more than the uniforms, to be honest with you. We would love to get Sabino, on board at some point. But if not, like I said, it's more about the kids and mentoring the kids and just being a presence for them and showing them that we do care regardless. And so that's what it is. But again, like I said, we haven't got them. But yeah, Coolidge definitely has been rocking with us for a couple years now. So we definitely want to thank Coach Shanks and the staff here. And so we got some things coming up with them as well. So, but yeah, man. So yeah, definitely. And anybody that's interested, man, just give us a call, give us a text, man. We'll love to come out and sit down and talk with everybody, coaches, kids, whatever it is. Like I said, it doesn't have to be about uniforms. The kids just need somebody to look up to or talk to. We're here for that too. So.
Oh, well, that's great to hear. And great business you guys going on. I know you guys probably got a lot of knowledge to spread to these youth, and and it's such a great thing. This is our first time actually streaming. For me, it's something that I kind of started going to school for, and it's like, what? Let me bring a little bit of love, to the area I grew up in here in Pinal County, and kind of meeting Chris along the way, expanding into the Tucson, Southern Arizona area. So definitely, a lot of great things going forward.
Yeah, no, this is major, bro. Like what you guys got going on here, like I'm very, like I said, honored to even be a part of it and be here for something like this.
And it looks like Sabino is going to go for the onside kick.
They're not playing tonight.
No, they are not, as they're going to recover the ball, and that's going to be Shamar Berryhill. Man, and you just never know what they're going to do. They're so unpredictable when it comes to the SaberCats.
Absolutely.
And they can, they got it from everywhere, passing, running, and now on the kickoff team.
It's definitely a talented bunch, man. Definitely a talented bunch, and yeah, like they can pull anything out the hat. So you got to be ready for it, no matter what they got. So it's definitely a test, to Coolidge and see how they can make adjustments at halftime and come out and try to stop some of these plays, whatever they're doing.
So we got 9:16 left here in the second quarter, as the SaberCats will get the ball back on the 49-yard line. And Cam Hackworth will be back in the pistol formation, and he's going to drop back for the pass. And he's going to scramble a little bit. And that's going to be Andre Dukes picking up the sack. And that's what I love about Andre Dukes, that quick first step. And you know what? His pursuit is unreal. And you know what? He got the bet. Cam got him a few times, you know, being able to scramble out of the way. But Andre Dukes picking up the first sack of his career, the first sack of his season. Let me correct myself.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, big kid there, man. Big kid, but stayed home. That's what it's about. You got to stay home.
And that's one thing, you know, with Andre is that he has such that quick first step. But sometimes you get back there so quick, you kind of over pursue a little bit, and you know you see that person kind of step up in front of you as Hackworth is going to make a pass to number 4, Shamar Berryhill, who's going to go forward and almost get back to the original line of scrimmage, as it's going to be a 3rd and 12 for the SaberCats.
Yeah, it's a D lineman, man. You get back there, you get excited, and your eyes get big. You see that quarterback trying to over pursue. You know, he stayed home, and you know, they taught him well, and he listened to his coaches on that one. I can tell you that much.
Absolutely. So a big 3rd down, you know, I'd say a big 3rd down for the Bears to try to get the ball back and put up some points before the half. As again, Cam Hackworth will be in the shotgun formation, drops back and rolls to the right. And he's going to hit the other Berryhill brother, who's going to pick up the first down, as Savon Berryhill with another reception. And it's just the accuracy of Cam Hackworth. You know, like I was telling Chris, almost 70% completion percentage last year. And he doesn't do too much. You know, it's not like they're throwing the ball, bombing it downfield. You know, they're doing some simple routes, and he's just finding that open receiver. And you got to give a lot of credit to that offensive line who's helped keeping them clean.
For sure. No, definitely. You know, Cam's accurate. Obviously not the biggest guy, so, you know, but he can toss that ball down the field for sure.
And it's going to be a screen to Mason Cade, who loses the ball, and it's going to be picked up by the Bears, as it looks like that will be that's going to be number 11, D'Angelo Miles, but we have a flag on the play, but a big turnover for the Bears as they look to build some momentum.
Yep, going into that, they're going to need that for sure. That was after the play, I'm sure, that flag, so I might stay with the Bears there.
So it might look like possibly a holding call on the Bears, or maybe a block in the back.
On the return.
So depending on where that flag was thrown, it looks like around the 35-yard line. We'll see where the Bears will start with the ball, but a huge play by D'Angelo Miles to pick up the strip and not only scoop the ball up, try to take it to the house there.
He almost made it.
Absolutely.
He almost made that.
We have a local score of interest at halftime. Florence leads Gilbert Christian 14-0.
So over the PA announcer, we got Florence up early against Gilbert Christian, 14-0. You know, another team that me and Chris talk about, this 3A Central, now that you don't have Eastmark in it, they're moved up to 4A. It's kind of like an open region. The only thing now coming into 3A, you win your region, it doesn't matter anymore. You got to be in the top 16 in order to make the playoffs. So it's going to be a very wide open region here, and you know what? Florence is definitely going to be a tough team with Logan Stenson back at quarterback and Josh Jackson back there in the backfield.
Yes.
So we got a 1st and 10 for the Bears on the 25-yard line with 7:02 left here in the second quarter.
And having that 3A open like that and Eastmark moving on definitely helps out Sabino a little bit. You know?
Oh, yes, most definitely, as Wall is going to get the ball, and he's in a breakaway. Let's see if they catch him as he's putting on the Jets, and I don't think they're going to get him. Javonte Wall with a 75-yard touchdown run as the Bears answer back off of the turnover and now cut the lead 28-13 with 6:48 left. And that's what is amazing about the Bears running back duo in Javonte Wall and Maurice Glass, and this is a new formation for them.
Yes.
You know, something I've never seen coming into last year, so maybe it's something that they can master going forward and help break open that rushing attack in order to open up the pass a little bit more, because that's what you see from the SaberCats is that, you know what, they rely a lot on that pass, and it allows for Mason K to pick up some big yards.
Definitely, and as you can see during the whole game with the Bears, they were chipping away. They were chipping away each run play they were having. They were getting closer and closer to breaking one, and here you go right here. They did it.
So the kick is going to be good, and we have 6:48 left in the second, 28-14 SaberCats as the Bears cut it down to a 2-touchdown lead.
And that's huge right here for teams like the Bears. You know, you get a turnover, capitalize. A lot of teams, when they, you know, it's hard to come back and capitalize, or not when you don't capitalize like that. And for them to be able to do that, brings them right back into the game. You know, down two versus, you know, down 3 makes a world of a difference going into halftime for them for sure.
Absolutely, and you know, speaking of Javonte Wall, you know, he's a quick back there. You know, he led the team not only in rushing yards but in touchdowns as well. And, you know, coming into his senior year, you know he wants to have a big year this year and help redeem his, you know, his Bears season. And you know what? It's big plays like that that can help the Bears be so successful.
Absolutely. I almost got that one. Absolutely. No, definitely. You know, he's definitely trying for a big season, I think, with the way they're running right now. Get a little more confidence under their belt, they'll be all right.
So the kickoff is going to be, and we got number 18.
Diego.
That's Diego, and we got some flags going on.
A lot of laundry on the field there.
So Diego is going to return the ball to the 35-yard line, but we'll see what the penalty is. Most likely, when you see the flags flying that early, it's going to be a holding call.
Yeah.
And so we got a holding call on Sabino, so that's going to push them back. And, you know, unfortunately, you know, when a player loses his helmet right there, you know, he got to sit out a play. And, you know, so we'll see how that affects the Bears, because I think that's number 17, Eli Valles. And, you know, he's a crucial part right there in the linebacking core for the Bears. But, you know, when you see the Bears, they're running kind of, you know, a 3-3-5 defense. You know, we've seen how Mason Cade has been able to run the ball, but, you know, at the same time, the Bears are still struggling to stop the pass, even in more of a nickel-dime formation. So we'll see what kind of adjustments the Bears make at the half if they continue to want to run this type of defense, as the Bears are going to use a timeout. And I believe they'll have one left here for the remainder of the half. But, you know, it's a new formation, but you have to do something in order to stop that passing attack from Sabino. So, you know, I know Coach Shanks was dialing up some of his creative juices to try to see what he can do. And, you know, and that means new kids get to learn a new formation, new positions and stuff like that. And we'll just see how that favors the Bears coming into the second half.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like you guys said earlier, last year when you know, Coolidge was up at half, you know, Sabino went in and made the adjustments, and it's all about you know, executing those adjustments when you come out, you know, for the second half and see where that takes you. So it's going to be huge. See how they operate, definitely, for sure. Absolutely.
So it looks like Sabino is going to be starting on the 15-yard line. And now, if you're looking at the way things are going so far, who's it more important for right here? Is it more important for Sabino to go up another touchdown, or for the Bears to get the ball back?
In my opinion, it's more important for Sabino to put more and more on the board. You let these guys hang around, they'll come back and bite you. Like I said, last year, Coolidge played them tough the whole first half. You know, so it's not like they outpowered them, and it wasn't a blowout after that either. So, Sabino's got to cut down on the penalties and put another one on the board. Like I said, if Coolidge goes into the half with some confidence, it could be trouble for Sabino. So,
absolutely. And Hackworth is going to throw an incomplete pass, so we got 2nd and 10. And you know what? That pocket's starting to close a little bit faster than it did at the start of the game. So, you know, and for a quarterback, even though Cam is a great scrambling quarterback, sometimes when you don't have those lanes to run, it kind of makes those passing lanes a little bit more difficult to throw in.
Absolutely. Somebody's getting tired or somebody's getting confident. One or the other is happening.
Absolutely. So we got 2nd and 10 with 6:29 left here in the second. And Sabino's going to have a three wide receiver set as Cam's going to juggle the pass, and he's going to look to get rid of the ball and be brought down and sacked. Looked like by number 26, Maurice Glass. And here we go. You know what? That momentum is starting to shift for the Bears, and it's going to be a big 3rd down for the SaberCats.
This is huge right here. So you don't have to either, you know, come up with that 1st down if they get a 3 and out.
And this is what that formation is going to be good for right here. But you can't let these wide receivers get behind you, because you know what, Cam will find them.
Absolutely.
And so they're going to run more of a pistol formation, 3 wide receivers to the right. And Cam's going to drop back and step up in the pocket, and he's going to go to scramble and be brought down by number 80, Jordan Johnson, and we got a flag on the play.
My goodness, he threw that from like 60-yard line.
That flag came in. I wonder if he still got a little left in the tank right
like
there.
He must have been all state in his day, because man, that flag came from deep.
And you know what? I think he was going against the wind too here.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna see what that call is. It's gonna be a big call, depending on what it is. So with 5:24 left here in the second, we have a big call from the referees. And, you know, could it be possibly when number 80, Jordan Johnson, went for the sack and swung the quarterback down? You know, like I said, that nowadays the referees try to protect the quarterbacks a lot more.
Yeah, no, that's definitely when that thing came from far out, is when Cam got swung around like that. So, yeah, they're going to catch him on that, unfortunately. And it's unfortunate, man. It makes the defense not, you know, it hampers the defense a little bit, protecting the quarterback like that, and I think that's a huge.
And we got a personal foul face mask against the Bears on top of an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. So that's going to be 30 yards right there, and that is huge for, you know, and it's unfortunate for the Bears. 30-yard penalty right there, and
Worst call I've ever seen in my life.
and you see how the fans are reacting to a call like that. You know, 30-yard penalty, and you know what? That's the things that kind of hurt the Bears last year, was those penalties. They came back to bite them a little bit, and so you know what? Although it was a great play, it's the celebrations. You know, it's on the unfortunate face mask there, as Sabino now will have a 1st down across. Oh, and we got a penalty.
False start.
And we'll have a false start on the play, which is going to move Sabino back. So now you're starting to see a little bit of jitters, you know, from the SaberCats, especially the linemen. But you know, what do you think? Do you think that the throwdown was excessive, or do you think, you know, I know the call was a face mask, so that's something that we can't see from way up here, but.
I mean, in my opinion, you know, I'm a defensive guy at heart, but I played offensive line at the same time. So, but I feel like, definitely that was just a little bit too much to call on that kid there, outside of the face mask. So they gotta let the kids play at some point. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And even onto the professional ranks as well. But.
So we're going to have Cam Hackworth get the ball, and he's going to keep it and run for a 1st down, as now the SaberCats are across the 50-yard line, and they're moving with 5:02 left in the second.
That was big. That was a big call. Because
it's a momentum killer, you know.
Coolidge was coming. Coolidge was coming for sure.
So now let's see if the Bears can withstand that call and be able to stop the SaberCats, or if the SaberCats are going to kind of get that momentum back and use it to their advantage, as now we have a 1st and 10 just outside the 45-yard line.
They can strike quick too.
They definitely can. And we're going to have 2 twin sets for the SaberCats in a pistol formation. And the ball's going to go over the head of Cam Hackworth, and he's going to fall on the ball.
Only play you can make on that one.
And that is unfortunate for the SaberCats as the center snaps the ball over Cam's head. And now you have a big second down. Second and a long ways to go for the SaberCats. But how do you think things kind of switched that quickly? You know, Sabino was building that momentum. They struck early with the big run from Cade.
Yes.
You know, you got Cam Hackworth adding things on with 2 touchdown passes. Now, what do you think was the swing of things? Was it the fumble from Cade, or was it the big play by Gunter running the ball especially on a 4th down play?
Yeah. No, I definitely think the fumble.
And there's another bad snap. As now Mason Cade, the ball's still loose, and it looks like that'll be number 13.
Watch the SaberCats back even further.
Sorry, I do not know. I'm trying to get the number of the player who recovered the ball for the SaberCats.
I think that was 19, was it? Was it 19 or 13? I think it was 19.
If that was 19, that's Zachary Haley, you know, trying to fall on the ball, and, you know, almost didn't even get that. But 2 back-to-back plays from the center, snapping it over the quarterback's head, and now you have what looks like 3rd and forever for the SaberCats, as they're going to take a timeout with 3:39, the Bears are going to take a timeout with 3:39 left, but that would be the Bears' last timeout of the quarter.
Yeah, they're just gonna. Hey, this is where you just go ahead and hand it off and call it a day. take your licks. You know what I mean? Like.
And the way that Sabino's defense, you know, the big plays that they've been giving up, you know, it's going to be hard for them to withstand the Bears' rushing attack that they've just gotten on the last 2 possessions.
Remember I said it was big. It was big for Sabino to score, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So it looks like we got 3rd and 44 to go, as Sabino is going to be inside their own 10-yard line. So, you know, let's see if the center, you know, can get rid of those jitters as he snapped the ball over Cam's head back-to-back plays.
Yeah, that's so when you go to halftime and practice that in the locker room.
Absolutely, and get that communication back. So right here, this is also big for the Bears. You know, you don't, like I said, you don't want to get these receivers behind you and pick up a big play.
Right.
But let's see what type of execution that Coach McBrayer wants to go with on this 3rd and long.
3rd and 44
Same formation.
for the SaberCats.
Twins to the right. Watch the Berry Hills.
So another low snap this time, as Cam is going to find Shamar Berryhill. And he is going to break away. A 3rd and 44.
Wow.
And Shamar Berryhill is going to bail out the 2 bad snaps from the center.
Quick strike.
And that will be the 3rd passing touchdown for Cam Hackworth here in this first half. So a major accomplishment, you know, regardless of what happened the last 2 plays, it's, you know what, being able to face those adversities and try to answer with some big. And you know what? Instead of a high snap, it became a low snap. And you know what do we say? Can't let the receivers get behind you. And on top of that, you got to wrap up, especially with 44 yards to get a first down.
Absolutely.
But you know what? The SaberCats answer, and now that is passing touchdown number 60 for Cameron Hackworth in his career. So congratulations to that young man, a big accomplishment. And I know that he's not going to settle to be in the 60s. No. I'm sure he's going to want to try to somehow eclipse that 100 mark if he can. You know, in 10 games, that's almost averaging about four touchdowns a game. But you know what? Somebody like Cam in that high-powered offense from Sabino can definitely get it done. So with 3:19 left, it's 35-14 Sabino. And now, you know, what we talked about, the Bears need to answer back on this one. Definitely. Because that, you know, I think that's one of the longest plays I've ever seen converted live at a football game, you know, but Tell me, have you ever seen a conversion converted for 44 yards, let alone a touchdown? 90 yards at that.
Never. That's definitely a first. Bears just got to keep their head up, man. They
Absolutely.
Keep their head up, don't get down, still a long game. Like I said, they've been in this position before. They played this team before, so it's nothing new.
And the thing you got to know, is it's still a long second half.
Absolutely.
Still a long second half, and like you said, keep that head up, Bears, and we'll see how things play out and see if they, can pick up some points before the first half ends.
Back deep for the Bears.
And the kickoff is off. As we're going to have number 3, Demon Wilson for the return. And he's going to pick up some good yards as the Bears are past the 25. But here's a little bit of late laundry. And usually with that, you unfortunately see the holding calls, the block in the backs.
Yep.
And we'll see what the call is here.
Unless there was a face mask on that end, so we didn't see, but yeah. Both teams have to clean up the penalties, obviously. Coming out the second half, that's a big thing. Sabino for sure. The mistakes.
And again, so we're going to get a block in the back on Sabino. So that's going to be
Totally moves the ball up to the 35-yard
a 10-yard penalty of, in favor of the Bears as they're going to start out on their own 35-yard line.
Yeah.
And, that's one thing Chris and I were talking about is that, these first games, you got to kind of shake off the rust,
sure.
Get used to playing, at that fast-paced live varsity level.
Yes.
And you know what? It's early on. I expected a lot of penalties, but definitely for both teams to be successful, you got to be able to clean it up a little bit.
Yeah.
As Maurice Glass is going to pick up what looks to be about 3 on the play.
Down by 54.
I just like to mention his Derrick Henry stiff arm he had in the first quarter.
Oh, great stiff arm from Maurice, definitely.
My goodness.
Yeah, I know he's been bulking up a lot over the summer.
Yeah.
I think he's sitting at around 205 pounds right now, and he's only a junior. He's gonna definitely be back for the Bears and be back big, as he's probably gonna be one of the featured backs next year.
For sure.
As he's gonna get the ball back again, but not be able to create any room. So now you're going to have a 3rd and about 7 to go for the Bears with 2:20 left. And now, the Bears are out of timeout, so they have no way to stop the clock outside of getting first downs.
That's right. Something to the sideline.
3rd and 7 for Bears.
But once again, I want to thank everybody, for joining in, on our first stream here at SoAZ VB Network. We have a long season to go, a total of, I believe, 14 games throughout the course of the season. So, if you guys are enjoying what you're watching, please hit that subscribe button and give us a follow and get yourself alerted for where we'll be not only next week, but, for the future games ahead. As now the clock ticks under 140 left. And Gavin Gunter is going to keep the ball and be stopped behind the line, as it'll bring up a 4th down for the Bears. And it looks like it looks like Sabino will take another timeout. They'll have 1 left here in the second quarter with 1:23 left.
Sabino knows they can't let these guys hang around.
Absolutely. If I know Coach McBrayer, he's gonna definitely try to add some more points on before the end of the half.
Absolutely.
And we'll see how things go.
Timeout, Cedric.
Well, you know what? I'm so glad that we got the football gods on our side here tonight, because at first it was looking like that little bit of dust and wind we're going to pick up earlier on. And, we were over here crossing our fingers and, saying our prayers, because it's like we want to be able to provide this content for you guys, and especially for the ones who are not able to be here tonight. I know there's a lot of, Sabino family members who probably didn't get to make the trip and get to enjoy this in the comfort of their home.
Yeah, no, this is big, man. Like I said, you guys are doing something amazing out here. You get every some live streams every now and then, but especially with the schools you guys pick too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I think that's huge to highlight some of these smaller markets and things like that. So, man, kudos to you guys. Big ups to you guys, and this is great.
So the refs are going to add 5 seconds back on the clock. So we have 1:28 left here in the first half as Coolidge is going to send out the punting unit and give the ball back to the SaberCats. You got Salim Sesma back there for the punt. And you're going to have Savon Berryhill on the return. He's going to break a couple of tackles and be tackled down around the 40-yard line. But we have some laundry on the field.
Coastal Bears put in 52 by Toa Nua. The flag on the play. Holding.
So holding on the SaberCats is going to push them back 10 yards. So they'll probably start on the 30-yard line here.
Again, be aware of the quick strike, containment is big too.
Absolutely, and wrap up. Sabino has one timeout left. Only a first down, and that one timeout can stop the clock. So definitely want to be able to keep Sabino in bounds and let that clock kind of tick off.
Definitely.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at Sabino's 30-yard line as they look to add some more points to in the first half. And they're going to go with the 4 wide receiver set, 3 to the left in a pistol formation. And you got 2 safeties back for the Bears. As that now they're kind of looking like they're going back to like a 4-3 style defense.
Yes.
And so it's going to be a quick throw across the middle. Shamar Berryhill with the catch.
Shamar Berryhill takes inside the Bears territory to about the 40-yard line.
And that'll be a first down for Sabino with 1:06 left. As now they're across the 50.
Going to the hurry up.
So moving to the hurry up, same formation here. Berryhill's going to roll to the left. Can't find anybody open. He's going to scramble and try to make the pass to the sideline.
Intended for 6.
And Savon Berryhill, almost got the one-handed catch there on the sideline, but is unable to bring it in. And we are down to 54 seconds here in the second quarter.
He had quite a few of those in the summer, so it's doable for him.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I believe I was there for Shamar's one-handed catch when I think he was down over there at the Amphi 7-on-7s, if I'm not mistaken. So it was something that, they definitely work on those one-handers. I know that for sure.
Absolutely.
So same formation for the SaberCats. As Cam Hackworth is going to go across the middle, but unfortunately is not able to connect with Savon Berryhill. And it's going to bring up 3rd and 10 for the SaberCats.
Defensively for the Bears.
72 is getting a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure.
And Andre, Andre Dukes, I believe that's who you're speaking of. That motor, it just doesn't stop.
No.
The kid keeps going and going, and so let's see if he can pick up another big play for the Bears, or if the SaberCats are going to answer and keep this drive going. So 4 wide receivers set, and you're going to have Cam throw the pass, and it's going to be behind the intended receiver, and that's Deshaun Ingram, the intended passer, and that's going to bring up 4th down for the SaberCats. So let's see what Coach McBrayer wants to do. Is he going to go for it, or is he going to, kind of do one of those pooch punts and back the Bears up inside their own red zone?
If I know Coach McBrayer, they're going to go for it.
And it looks like Cam's still out there, so you know what? Your prediction is absolutely right. They're going to be in that 4 wide receiver set, 2 on each side, shotgun formation. And Cam's going to throw it. He's going to heave it, and he's going to find Shamar Berryhill. Another touchdown pass for the SaberCats, as now the lead extends to 41-14. And that's 4 touchdown passes here in the first half for Mr. Cam Hackworth. I believe that's now a pair for each of the Berryhill brothers, if I'm not mistaken as well.
You're not at all. You're absolutely correct. And there's going to be more. There will be more. He's going to get to that 100, like you said, probably quicker than we thought.
Oh, yes. He's going to keep it going as we have 34 seconds here in the second quarter. And you just got to ask yourself, if you're the Bears, that big third down play, the face mask, the unnecessary roughness, and then you have the big 3rd and 44 play for a touchdown. So, the Bears secondary definitely has to dig deep, try to do the best that they can, to make things a little bit harder for the wide receivers for the SaberCats.
Yes.
As they're going to attempt the field goal, and it's going to be up and good with the lead now 42-14 with 34 seconds left here in the second. So,
and if I'm not wrong, that penalty was because of the swing, the swing around, right? That's what
so they caught him for the face mask on the swing. I thought he had more of the collar, more of the jersey, but then it could still be a horse collar tackle depending on where the referee saw where his hand was when he swung it. But yes, it was the swing down that was called on the penalty, and then the excessive celebration.
So how else are you supposed to tackle him?
Exactly. And I know you got to make the calls, but it's kind of like where do we get where, the kids are able to do what they learned, since they were little kids and, be able to try to switch things up when you get up here to the high school level.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough for the kids. I get it.
Hammerhand kicking.
So you're going to have Miles and Wilson back for the return. And Miles is going to pick up the return, and he's going to break away, and you have another penalty, another flag out there, and it looks like it's going to go on the Bears. As it looks like it's going to be, is that making a block towards your own end zone? I know the rules constantly are changing, at the different levels, and that's one of the big things. You cannot no longer do the crack block or make the block towards your own end zone. So that may be the call there, as that's going to put the Bears probably inside. Okay, so I think yes, okay, so we're going to have
good.
We're going to have that penalty picked up.
Good. Because that would have been
It looked like a clean block. I saw a clean block there.
Definitely.
And we have 24 seconds left. It's going to be 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line for the Bears.
Nice.
And we got a fumble on the play, as Javonte Wall is going to recover the ball, but it looks like about a 6-yard loss for the Bears. And that might be the last play here in the first half.
That hole was open. Wow.
We'll see how that is. It looks like the Bears are going to be heading to the locker room, and that's going to do it here for the first half. But, Cedric, thank you so much for joining us here today. Get It In Apparel. If you guys don't follow them, make sure you do. These guys out here not only do great stuff for the Southern Arizona community, but like I said, across the state, across the nation. Yes. And I know you guys are only going to grow. And I appreciate you coming down and taking the time to sit here with me and being a part of the show.
Man, I didn't even expect to be on this long. But, man, I appreciate you. And it's only with, people like yourself and Chris giving us this platform to do what we do and, man, to let us grow. So thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. And, getitinapparel.com, getitin_apparel. That's us. Give us a call.
So we will be back for the second half here. We got about 10 minutes, but I know we got another special guest. Chris Kidney is going to be sitting down with Coach Wally from Hastings College. So you guys stick around and get a word from one of the funnest coaches I've gotten to know. But here we go, Chris. You'll be ready for the second half.
All right, we're going during the halftime, and we got none other than Hastings College Coach Wally in the house, the recruiter that pretty much has helped pave Hastings College with Arizona reps all over the place, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I mean, so you came out tonight, obviously, to kind of check out both of these teams. What have you seen so far?
Well, I'm a Sabino alumni, graduated in '81. So my SaberCats are on the road up here. But I just, I like to come and see the Coolidges of the world, Florence's.
Right.
I mean, I don't care if you're a small town in Arizona, Nebraska, California. There's a lot of good football out there. And a lot of times, even in this day and age of, you guys doing webcasts and you got Huddle and you got this and that, it's like I always tell these kids when I'm recruiting them, I like to come to the games because I like to see how you're acting in between the plays when it didn't go your way, because I'm recruiting character as much as I'm recruiting talent.
Right. Because, after all, this when you try to recruit somebody in, it's going to be the impact in what Hastings College looks like. So, it's not just necessarily how great you are on the field, it's how well you manage yourself on the field as well. So I completely understand what you're saying.
And I agree with that. And I tell you, the big thing that I don't think a lot of these kids understand, I'm old school. I'm 60 years old, and I don't come from the school of, hey, when I score a touchdown, it's going to be this magnificent, I don't know, Justin Timberlake, Lady Gaga thing. That doesn't impress me at all. What I like to see is a kid that scores, hands the ball to the ref, and goes back to his sideline, does his business.
I'll be back.
And I don't think these kids realize that, okay, so I'm looking at that. Do I want that in my locker room? Because we don't do that at Hastings College. So when I'm looking at that, I'm like, yeah, I don't care what you run your 40 in, and I don't care what this is and that is, but no, that doesn't impress me at all. And I'm just going to say right now that I know you got a 42-14 game right now, but if you were to say, Coach Wally, give me your number one pick of who you would take right now with you, put him in the car and take him home, it's number 26 from Coolidge. I tell you that Maurice Glass, and he's not going to have the stats to show it, but you know what? When that kid does get at least somebody up front blocking for him, that little rascal can tote the rock.
Right.
Plus, when he's blocking, he's the one that set number 5 loose. I like him. I like his demeanor. It's not all about him. And, I hope, and again, it's first game, but I think Coolidge, you'll see, this could be our feature guy. If look, from tackle to tackle, if you guys will buy into just get pads on him. Don't let any penetration come. If that kid, when he gets the opportunity to go to second level, he's going to get you 8, 10, maybe more.
Right.
And he's durable. He's done a decent job at linebacker too. Like I said, I don't think a lot of times high school kids, and I'm talking to parents too. It's not about, don't tell me that your kid went, threw for 5 touchdowns or he did this. I'm watching what coverage are they in. Of course he should have had a touchdown. Or, was there anybody there to challenge you for that catch?
Right.
So, this is something that I think a lot of times in the day and age of me, look what I did. You still got to understand that there's a lot of coaches out there, and I'm going to include myself in that. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at the kid that it's we.
Right. I get you. So, speaking of some of the guys, so go ahead and tell us about Hastings College.
Hastings College, we're an NAIA school. We're in the GPAC. That's basically the Southeast Conference of the NAIA. Out of the last 7 national championships, it's come from the GPAC, and then 4 prior to that, they were the runners-up. Morningside and Northwestern Iowa. Yeah, that's our Alabama and Georgia.
Right.
But this year, after our breakout year, coming back to where we are, we're the 5th winningest program in NAIA history. We had a stretch of about 10 years where we weren't there, but we went 7-4 last year, and things are starting to line up. And the exciting thing for me is I've got 2 juniors, both from Marana, that I think are going to be contributing.
Go ahead, shout out names.
Hey,
what
Duncan
names you got?
Fouts, the wide receiver, and Hendrickson, the lineman. And then we've got 2 kids, 2 studs from Bisbee.
Okay.
EJ Hernandez, I call him the big cat, the Puma. He's 6'1", 310. This guy, he could play point guard. That's how good his feet are. And he's just when I say I want that guy that it's wee, that's EJ. And then you got Big Ed Holly. They call him Pokey. Why, I don't know, because he is 6'4", 270. And if he doesn't have a knee injury as a freshman,
Right.
He starts last year. He's going to slide into that. Jake Lambert from Empire.
Right.
He's going to see a lot of time now at middle linebacker. Jade McCall from Buena. He has stepped up his game as a sophomore. It looks like he's going to see the field. But one of the ones I'm really kind of excited, and I started recruiting this kid when he was a junior, is Ethan Kreminga from CDO.
Gotcha.
This guy has just taken the coaching step. I mean, this guy's a baller.
Right.
And you want to talk about the package that I'm looking for. It's all about my teammates. It's all about that. That's Kreminga in spades. And I'm going to tell you what, I mean, that's exciting. You know, you always tell kids, hey, if you come to Hastings, if you do what you say you think you can do, you're going to get that opportunity as a freshman.
Right.
And right now, Kreminga's getting that done. Isaiah Aguirre, Sabercat, wide receiver, sophomore. He should have some opportunities to see the field this year.
He was a Sabino kid.
He was. And, I mean, and Zay's got great speed. I think it's all going to come down to confidence. I think a lot of these kids, I don't care if it's small college or if it's Division I, when you get to that next level, you're competing against men. You're going to come in at 18, or 17, 18, or 19, whatever. There's seniors on the field that are 22 and 23 years old. These are men.
Right.
These are men, and these are also men that, I know my offense, I know my defense, and I'm going to light you up like a firecracker if you make a mistake. So I think it's almost there's that humble pie when you get there. But I think it's always that sophomore year that I'm always interested in. What do you do after you've had a chance? You know what it's like, especially if you're coming from AZ. You're 1,500 miles away. Now you're a 2-hour flight from Mesa.
Right.
So parents realize that your kid's only 2 hours away.
He's selling it.
Yeah,
He's selling it.
But it's an adjustment. The great thing about Hastings, you got a college campus which has got about, I think we're right at 1,000 kids this year. We had the largest freshman class in 25 years.
I saw the picture online.
347.
Yeah.
27 of those are Arizona kids.
Yeah.
When I was at Hastings College my freshman year, I was the only guy on campus. I hit campus. They thought I rode a horse to school and ate cactus sandwiches to survive.
Hey, did you?
I'm like, what are you talking about? And they go, well, we've been watching movies about, Arizona, and have you ever eaten a cactus? I'm like, I opened the fridge and have a sandwich. But now there's almost 65 kids from AZ on campus. In fact, now Arizona is the third largest state on campus.
Right.
Nebraska, Colorado, and Arizona. So in all sports, we've got about 17 on the roster for football. We're going to have 20 baseball. There's 3 softball. Adeseli Noriega, the magnificent female wrestler from Bisbee, she's coming. I mean, we've got, oh my gosh, Esteban Acevedo, and he's another sleeper, freshman, 6'4", 285, and he also pitches and throws 90. This kid's a beast. And then the best name I've ever recruited, Baltazar Pachinko. Come on. I love that name. And Baltazar is 6'4", 245 power forward. He's coming.
Right.
And I think when you look at Cochise County and Pima, of all the kids that I've recruited, I don't know. We're talking there's got to be at least 30 kids from Southern AZ.
And you sound excited about, obviously, your program. And I know my past experiences with you that you're very dedicated to Hastings College. How do they find out? What can they do if you're out there, you're trying to find out, I want to know more about Hastings College. How do I find that?
Best thing to do, and if you're listening, is go to hastings.edu. It's that easy. Hastings, HASTINGS.edu. And you can check us out. Our website is wonderful. You can see our facilities. I'll put them up against any D1 in the country, except the only difference is our football stadium doesn't hold 85,000. Right. But we just put down new speed turf. We called it the field house, basketball, volleyball, wrestling, where our weight rooms are at. All that stuff is top shelf. That stuff wasn't there when I was at Hastings. That was a golf course. They bought the golf course and then expanded.
The leather helmets, come on.
No, there was no leather. There was no leather. The last thing I had when I was a freshman at Sabino, I had a suspension thing. Then after that, I went to the Bike Air or Bikey or whatever you call it. Other than that, but no, Hastings is a great choice, and it's if you're saying, well, what do I want to study? You got multiple. I think there's 130 majors, but what are we known for? We're known. I graduated with doctors, astronauts, you name it. I mean, Clay Anderson.
You know, it's another funny thing about Hastings College, Kool-Aid.
Yeah, that's where Kool-Aid. In fact, when I went up for my recruiting trip, they took me up into the library in this room. There's this big picture of this guy. I don't know, looked like my grandfather sitting on a chair. I'm like, well, who's that guy? That's the guy that invented Kool-Aid. You're in the Kool-Aid room. I'm like, okay. I was expecting like a jug or something running through a wall, but yeah, that's where that's where Kool-Aid came from. Hastings, Nebraska.
Maybe that's why he says, "Hey."
Oh yeah. He says, "Oh yeah." There you go.
There you go.
But it's a nice town. It's a town of 25,000 people. There's nothing like it in the state of Arizona. And when I say that, I'm talking about a small college with an amazing campus. You can walk end to end in 10 minutes. You don't need a car when you're up there.
Right.
You don't need a bike. Our facilities are top shelf. The conference, the GPAC, don't believe me, Google it, people. And I don't care if it's football, baseball, basketball, doesn't matter. That if you're going to play NAI and you want to be in the best conference, it's the GPAC.
Yeah, and like I've heard you say several times, obviously a lot goes on with that GPA. The higher the GPA, the more money. And gosh, if we could preach this out to people.
I tell you, and another reason why Maurice Glass excites me, kid's got a 3.85 GPA. I do my homework.
Right.
Now that kid right there, I mean, I'm looking at him going, yeah. And I would tell any kid that's out there, if you're under 3, I don't care what you bench. I don't care what you run. I don't care how many touchdown passes you catch or throw or how many pancake blocks you make. You better get that GPA up toward 3, and the further above 3, the more money you're going to get from us academically. Right. We're like the Stanford of the Midwest. When you get a scholarship, even if it's not Hastings College, Chris, so let's take whether it's Arizona Christian or even Ottawa. Okay, those are local NAIA schools. When you get a football scholarship there, first they're going to look at, okay, what's your GPA? Here's how much money you get. And then we're going to give you football. And then the other thing I would tell every parent that's listening, if your kid's a junior, now is when you start looking at additional scholarships, not at a particular school.
Right.
I mean, believe this or not, $35 million went unclaimed last year. That means there were people holding buckets and bags of money, and nobody wrote the essay of 2,000 words to get a $6,000 scholarship.
Right.
They got scholarship. If your kid's left-handed, you don't believe me? Google it. There's scholarships for it. But, I mean, and that's where whether or not are you a first-generation college student, ethnicity. I mean, there are scholarships out there.
If you look.
And I always tell every parent, there's no reason why when it comes to your senior year that you should at least have $12,000 in your own pocket that you can take anywhere, not just Hastings.
Right. And
then we start stacking. And now let's see where we go.
So start doing it all while you're a junior. Get ahead. Find out other things. Anything else you kind of want to share?
Well, the other thing, too, that is changing for students and parents this year is FAFSA. FAFSA has been totally overhauled. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of anything getting overhauled. It's like, really? But now, in the past, as a parent, yes, and if you have kids that are already in college, guess what? Everything changes. You can't even – FAFSA's not even going to be ready until January 1 this year, not October 11th like it has in the past. Okay. So if your kid is going to go to the next level, male, female, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I mean, we've got softball scholarships. We got cheerleading scholarships. Chris, we got e-sport scholarships. I still can't wrap my head around Super Mario. I mean, I just can't. But what I'm saying is that the scholarships are there, but go find your own first and get that in there. You should be wearing out your career counselor every day. Every day you should be going in and saying, Mr. Smith, Mrs. Jones, help me find this additional money. Because when you come to me as a senior and now it's April going in, or it's February going into signing period, and you're saying, oh, Coach, can we find another $7,000 or $8,000? No, because those are done now.
Right.
So, but
get ahead of the financial game, obviously, as soon as you can.
That's huge.
FAFSA, obviously, start planning that early. Talk to your student counselors, financial people. Obviously, be involved. That's the best thing, and it'll help you out the most.
And then also remember, film doesn't lie. So when I'm watching film, and you're going to take my time to watch film, I'm just telling you right now, I see hot dog, and I'm done. I go to the next kid.
Right.
And so be aware that, what you do here in front of, maybe, 2,000 people, whatever we got, it's going to be seen by any coach and every coach.
Right.
Remember that.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, like I said, film don't lie. And if and if every time you score a touchdown, you got to do a somersault and a split eagle, cheerleading move. Yeah, I'm moving along, brother.
Right.
I'm looking for football players, not cheerleaders, in that.
But yeah, anything else?
No, Chris, and I do want to put a shout out to you and my good friend Rodney Cox.
Absolutely.
And the other thing that I would tell parents is sometimes, you've got these recruiters out. I will give you, 3 names that I know, and that's Rodney Cox, and that's Mr. Perone up in Phoenix,
okay.
And then Rivas down
Miguel
south.
Rivas.
I think he's going to be
over in
coaching.
Yuma now.
He's either in Yuma or he's
at San Pascal
somewhere.
Yeah.
I work religiously with all 3 of those gentlemen because they do a lot of, I say I need this, I want this GPA, I want that. So I'm just telling you as a parent, a lot of times, and then they're going to be able to help you walk you through that process.
Right.
Sometimes high school coaches, and this isn't a slam against high school coaches, they just don't have the time.
Gotcha.
But whereas these guys, this is what they do, and they can really be a big help in that recruiting process.
Absolutely. Well, always a pleasure, sir. So,
hey, Chris, I'm a big fan, and like I said, even though I live in Mesa, I'm a Southern AZ guy, and for all you Southern Arizona people, I think I'm the only U of A fan in the Mesa area. I always wear it when I go like shopping. There's been a couple times people have heckled me, and then I heckle back. Because I bear down. I'm a Wildcat, and I will say this too, a shout out to the U of A. They're finally starting to recruit their own state, and I love that. I love that. It's about time.
I think they're going to kind of sway away from it with the Big Ten, but hey, that's me.
Hey, I don't care. Listen, there are athletes here, and I love it that they are, they got the kid from in the Phoenix area, the QB that they got, and that kid's a stud. They got the rushing kid from South Point.
Uh-huh.
He could grow up to just literally be a freak of nature. He's a good kid, too. I like him. But it's just exciting for me as an Arizona guy that we're actually not going and looking at only Los Angeles or someplace else, Texas, to go get your kids. Get them right here.
Right. All right, Wally. Always a pleasure, sir.
You betcha. Thanks, Chris.
Well, that was Wally, Coach Wally from Hastings College. We're going to get our guy Daniel back on here. Always a pleasure to speak to him. As he said, they get a lot of kids out of the Arizona area up to Hastings College. So definitely want to check out that school if you can. And it's an honor to have him swing by. We're about to get the second half kicked off here.
All right, and the Bears will be getting the ball to start the second half. So it looks like Demon Wilson's going to get the ball, and he's going to get stood up around the 35-yard line.
Gets it out to about the 33-yard line.
So, I didn't get to chime in a little bit like that with you and Chris, Coach Wally, but what were your thoughts, sitting here in the first half? You've seen the Bears cut the lead down, almost to single digits. But then, a costly third down penalty. Not only did it add a 15-yarder, it added an additional 15-yarder with the unsportsmanlike conduct. And it kind of seemed like that's where the game kind of went back into Sabino's way. Yeah.
You can't let a big, like we watched him get, obviously the penalty that brought him up, so many yards, and then there you get him with the bad snaps back to back to back.
And there is Maurice Glass on the run, picking up about 6 on the play. So it looks like, Coolidge is going to come out and try to run the ball hard. It's unfortunate that they can't get the pass game going just yet. Like we said, Gavin Gunter making his first start. But it's just the adjustments. It seemed like it's benefited them to kind of go into that wing tee. Like I talk about, that Benson kind of runs a lot. You see it from Santan Foothills. But what do you want to see from the Bears in order for them to try to get back in here?
Obviously, I just want to see, the line. You want to see that development. You got to let the plays, at least develop. It's one thing to obviously Wally over there is still going.
And that's going to be Glass on the run again. And it's going to be about 3rd and 2 for the Bears. But go ahead, go ahead and finish your thought
Like I was
there.
saying, like it's going to be, this season's got to be built up off of their line, because they got to allow the backfield to develop. Whether it's going to be a passing game, whether it's going to be a running game, whatever it's going to be, you got to have a solid line, because if not, it's just going to fall apart in the background. And that's why they're going to this tight wing, double wing kind of formation, is because they're hoping they can almost like, play this back in the behind the line trickery.
Yeah.
And you know who was really good at that was Benson's old coach, Chris
Absolutely,
Detterman.
and that's why I always bring up a team like Benson when it comes to that formation. As you see the Bears, Eli Valles on the run, fumbles the ball, but Glass with the recovery, and that's going to keep the play alive for the Bears as they're going to pick up the first down.
And just so everybody understands some of the stuff obviously here, and I'll give it a second here.
Let's turn down a little bit of that wind right there. As Jaleel Bishop's going to get the carry, and he's going to break away. Jaleel Bishop with a big gain, as now we have a penalty on the play. Huge run for Bishop.
He's taken down by 18.
And we're going to see what the call is on the play. Maybe a face mask on Sabino, but just waiting on the call for the referees here, as I think they're going to pick up the flag there. So no penalty on the play, and it's going to be I take that back. We got a face mask on Sabino, so that's going to be an additional 15 yards for the Bears, as now they move inside the 15-yard line and in the red zone. And this is a great start for the Bears. This is how you want to come out, like you said, execute on the line and be able to, tire down the Sabino defense. Now, we know what Cam Hackworth was going to do. We know what the Barry Hill brothers were going to do. What were your thoughts, as far as the center snapping the ball over his head a couple of times? And you know what? Even the Bears front line making things a little bit difficult, as the Bears almost lose the ball there on the exchange.
Well, I think when you
Skaggs on the play,
kind of went all over that.
Sorry, the Bears line there, kind of putting pressure on Cam Hackworth and that offensive line for Sabino.
Well, once again, I think like what I was saying earlier, is a lot of it comes down to what is Sabino's line going to be like this year. And, at first it came out, boom, it was good. Now you can't. I don't know if it's Coolidge getting that second wind, or if it's Sabino's kind of like getting tired out. I don't know how the depth is, maybe on Sabino's side or on both sides, or whatever the case might be.
So we're going to get a little reverse there from the Bears.
Wall's the ball carrier.
As Wall's going to get the ball and get back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe pick up a couple more, and we're going to have about a 3rd and 10.
Short game back out to about the original line of scrimmage. He's up.
And
I also wanted to kind of hit this up here. You got the South, which is obviously the 3A South where Sabino's at. You're going to have Morenci, Push Ridge, Sabino, obviously, Stafford, and Safford, and then Thatcher. It's a solid program.
Absolutely.
And then just obviously want to make sure that and this one probably better than me. Go ahead and take it away.
Well, we talk about Eastmark moving out into 4A, so that 3A Central now is ALA, Ironwood, Coolidge, Chrisman, the new team out of Queen Creek. And then you have, as Gavin Gunter's going to get away and scramble, and he's going to throw a ball up for grabs, and it's going to be intercepted.
That's when you just kind of throw that one where it can't be.
Absolutely.
Throw it away.
So now we have a penalty on the play after the interception, so we'll see what the call is. But as I was saying, you have that new team in Chrisman now in the 3A Central. You have Santan Foothills, Florence, who I know is having a good battle with Gilbert Christian right now. So it's pretty much a region up for grabs.
Yeah, you're right.
With the Eastmark moving out, it's kind of like, okay, who's going to be that next dominant team here in the 3A Central? And like I said, a lot of people will say Florence. A lot of people will say Santan Foothills. I know Coolidge is going to be in the mix. And you never know what a team like Chrisman, because all these new schools, especially out in that Gilbert, Queen Creek area, tend to be very good, you know, in their first couple years. So,
and just going around pretty much the league, some of the scores that I was able to find, obviously the Sabino Coolidge game that we're sitting at right now. Okay. You got Safford is over Payson right now, 20-0. These are the scores that I was able to find. They may have changed, obviously, at this point. Thatcher was actually down to Paradise Valley.
And you're going to have, sorry to interrupt you, you're going to have Hackworth throw a pass to an open, it looks like number
27, Romeo Berryhill.
Romeo Berryhill, the youngest brother of the Berryhill group, getting the catch there. Or is that number 18? That might be Diego. So, you know, we talk about that. We talk about those new schools, though. You were bringing up, but some of the scores around the first week of the season.
So what I had found out earlier too is Benjamin Franklin was actually up on Chrisman 40-0.
Wow. Okay.
So, I don't know if it's going to be like that East Mark where they kind of came in strong, or if it's one of those programs that's going to have to kind of grow and become what they are.
Absolutely.
Florence, as we already knew, they were up over Gilbert Christian.
And I think last I heard, Gilbert Christian cut the lead down. It was 28-21. So keep your eye out on that if you're following the 3A Central there.
And then you had Benson was over Bisbee 7-0 when I found that. Tankerverde was up over Phoenix Christian 12-6. Once again, like I was saying, all these scores could change. It was tied up with AZ Lutheran and Wilcox at 14-14 each. And then pretty much those are the ones that I've found so far.
So it looks like,
in a good way, once again, people, if y'all could help us out, always check out that score stream.
Absolutely.
Perfect time to plug them.
It definitely helps us along the way, especially when we're out here broadcasting live for you guys. So Coolidge is they're the ones who took that time out and see if they can get things, you know, settled down here as the Sabino wide force Sabino. So we got a false start on the play for Sabino. That's going to push him back 5 yards.
First and 15, Sabercats.
So first and 15. Sorry, as we try to get our camera situated here, as Cam Hackworth is going to drop back. And sorry right there, we got to break up, and it's going to be Jalil Bishop picking up the interception. I apologize for our camera. We got checking the plugs there, but as the camera went out, Jalil Bishop looked like he picked up the interception, but I think the referees said he stepped out, so the interception will not count, and it'll be second down Sabino. So second and 15 with 7:39 left here in the third. As Sabino got an interception, and now you got a big run by Sabino, and it looks like he's going to be pushed out across the 50. It looks like number 19, Zachary Haley, on the rush there.
19, Zachary Haley.
So it's going to be first and 10 for Sabino across the Bears 50. Excuse me, at the 45-yard line. So another rush by Cam Hackworth. as he's going to pick up a couple on the play, and it's going to be, he's going to pick up a good chunk of yards.
3 yards.
Is it going to be 2nd and 7? So we have a 2nd and 6 for Sabino. So it looks like a false start on the play possibly. And that's going to push Sabino back 5 yards. So a 2nd and what looks like about 10.
Are they charged? Charged.
But we'll see what the call is on the play as the referees discuss this. So 7:14 left here in the third quarter, 42-14 for the SaberCats, as they have been adding it up on the offensive end.
Illegal procedure is called against the SaberCats.
Sorry about the audio difficulties there. We have a huge play from Cam Hackworth to David Haley on the pass, and that's going to set up Sabino inside the red zone at the 18-yard line.
1st and 10, SaberCats.
So Hackworth is going to drop back, and he's going to find Shamar Berryhill across the middle. Berryhill is going to run it in for another passing touchdown for the SaberCats, who now extend the lead 48-14 with 6:25 left here in the third. And that might be the 5th touchdown pass for Cam Hackworth. And I believe the 3rd one from Shamar Berryhill. It's crazy the chemistry that Cam has with these receivers. You know, we talk about the 7-on-7s and just how much they spend, you know, perfecting their craft, you know, and it does pay off when you get to the varsity level.
They play together all year.
All year
PAT
long.
is good.
So the PAT is up and good.
6:25 left in the third quarter.
So we're going to go black just you'll be able to hear us, but
Bears 14.
we're just going to.
So we're going to work on our camera a little bit here. So just bear with us as we're going to have to do a little quick change here. But once again, like I said, thank you all for joining us so far. We hope you guys have been enjoying yourself and being able to bring an event like this live to whether it's your laptops, your TVs, or however you're viewing us here tonight. And as we always say, you know, like and subscribe to what we're doing. You're definitely helping us along the way, and you know we're going to be getting better week in and week out, and try to bring you some great action throughout the course of this season.
All right, and we're back. And also, let us know how we're doing tonight. That's a big thing. We want to know how how our stream's going, how you guys feel about our coverage. We're trying to do, obviously, our best, something different, something new here for us.
Wilson and Miles.
And if so, by all means, like and subscribe on the channel.
Absolutely, absolutely, and please share it with everybody else too.
Yeah, let's.
You know, if you got a family that doesn't live in the state, share it with them as well. As you got Demond Wilson on the return, and he's going to make a cutback. Nice couple of moves, and he's going to go down the sideline in a great gain for the Bears. And we got a little bit of laundry on the field, as it looked like a Sabino player hit the returner.
Number 18's down too for Sabino as well. All right, he's getting.
And it looks like that's and that's number 18, Diego Hanrahan.
On the field.
So as you definitely don't like seeing that. Hoping it's just first game. Got the cramps going, but just we'll see. We'll take a pause as Sabino tends to their player's injury. So while we're taking a little break, we want to bring in, our great cameraman who's been doing a great job for us. The second part to the varsity breakdown, which is Mr. Loopy Ramirez. Loop, first week actions going on right now. How you been enjoying, the game so far, and what are your thoughts so far of what you've seen?
So far, it's been pretty much what I expected. I apologize that my camera skills aren't that great. I'm not used to running a camera back and forth like that at all. Usually that's Chris's job.
Hey.
But with this being a varsity breakdown and So AZ event, it only makes sense for you two to be on the mic right now. But it's been a great night so far. It's been a great atmosphere here in Coolidge, but unfortunately it's just not translating on the field right now, at least on the side for the Bears. On the other end for Sabino, they're coming up with big plays. Even after suffering some major disappointments, they've been able to turn some negatives into positives here. And as I say that, their kicker number 18 gets up and is able to.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's being assisted by a couple of coaches and trainers over there on the Sabino side, but love that he's able to kind of walk off on his own power. But what has been exciting for you about being able to take control of the camera and kind of getting used to what it's like in a football atmosphere?
It's totally different. I gotta give props to our guy Raph, because his video camera skills are way better than mine, and I got to give him props for that. And it's just a learning process, and I look forward to seeing what we do in the next game as well.
Speaking of the next game.
Yeah, so next week we're going to be taking the road trip down to Poston Butte High School as we await the matchup between Micah Mountain and the Poston Butte Broncos. So make sure you guys tune in for that game next week. We'll still be coming out live, and we hope for a good matchup as these teams get to battle it out again this year.
And speaking of Poston Butte, we'll actually be there on Tuesday for their media day. So anybody in the Santan Valley that goes to Poston Butte, expect to see us there.
And you know what? That's a perfect time for you to go to our YouTube channel, hit that notification button on that game, because we're going to be doing this all over again next week. We got a lot of stuff going on this week.
We definitely do, and I'm excited for it, as Salim Sesma is now under center, and he's going to pick up a rush for about 4 yards, or 3 yards, 2nd and 7 for the Bears. But yeah, definitely got a lot of stuff going on. you know, I want to send a shout out to Robert Martinez, man. He's been keeping us updated when, helping correct some of our flaws early on in the game,
Robert, you corrected me, man?
Oh, yeah, you know what? But I appreciate it. That's the things we love, and, you know, we're glad you guys are invested in what we do, and it helps us, get better each and every week. So thanks again, Robert, and like I said, I hope you've been enjoying everything so far. And it's going to be an incomplete pass for Sesma as he looks to try to reach receiver number 8, Gilbert Tapia.
Robert's actually an old Rincon
Ranger.
And I think he was talking about on the feed here a little bit about Rincon.
Man, he's a diehard Rincon guy. Like, it's funny, I've met him over the past couple years of me doing this, and he's a big he used to be the equipment manager over there and everything else. So, you know, he's one of those guys. I don't think he really played, but one of those involved.
Hey, you know what? You ain't got to play in order to be a big part of, any type of sport that you follow. Sesma's going to drop back and throw it across the middle to Jordan Johnson, who's going to get the reception and a Bears first down.
Number 80.
That's the big 6'6" tower out there at wide receiver for Jordan Johnson, picking up his first reception of the year. I know he wasn't able to pick up one last year, but man, when you're 6'6", you cannot teach that. Yeah, you cannot teach that.
Just throw it up there. Throw it up there. He'll get the donut. Throw it up there.
So now we got a 1st and 10 around the Bears 30-yard line as the Bears look to answer back. And it's going to be a handoff to Javonte Wall.
He got a couple there.
Who's going to pick up a couple on the play.
Sabino not seeming to know what to do with Salim under center right now. They've actually seen all they could from Gavin, and now that they see 27 under center, they look a little bit confused on defense.
And you know what? It's probably a formation that you don't typically see from Coolidge. You know, like I said, the formation that you speak so much about that comes out of Benson.
My man, Chris Detterman. He's over at Buena now, coaching over there.
And so, you know, we'll see. And these type of games, you know, with Sabino having such a big lead, it's going to start to allow them to play some of their other players, as we got a flag on the play. It's going to allow them to play some of their other players, rest their starters as they prepare to take on Saguaro next week.
Who would have thought we would have been doing this right now?
Definitely not me, you know. When you brought the idea, it was something really, really good. You know, we had done it a little bit in basketball, but we know our forte is sit there and focus a little on football. So definitely enjoying it so far. And you know what? It's been a great game. You know, a little bit of penalties. You know, that's what we spoke of.
A little bit.
But at the same time, it's the first
My
game.
man over here saying a little bit.
But at the same time, you know, we gotta have these. Remember, these teams got to shake off that rust, and so they're only going to get better. They're, you know, and like I said, it's a long season for both teams. As now we have an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Bears.
Wow.
So it's gonna push them back 15 yards.
Can't do that.
And those are the things that have hurt the Bears tonight, is those costly penalties after getting a little momentum. So with 3:25 left here in the third, we'll see what the Bears can do to gain back a little bit of that momentum that they had early on in the game, as they had early on in the second quarter.
Right.
Who did the unsportsmanlike conduct go on?
I don't know that.
Yeah, it's hard to know, but
because I saw a little late push off over here off of one of the linemen and stuff like that, but after the play was done, but the flag came from behind Sabino, so I don't know necessarily who it was on.
Well, the competition here has been heated even before the whistle blew.
Before the game started.
When the teams both took the field, there was quite a commotion on the field between the two teams, and it definitely shaped up like that in the beginning of the game. Which was a kickoff return that got called back. But it's going to be interesting what happens at the end of the game. and to see what happens with the final score.
Right.
Well, if I know, both teams, it's kind of like, yes, they both like to chatter, and that's what gets a game going. You got to get in. It's a, 20% physical, 80% mental is usually the saying that I hear, but at the same time, you know what? I think these are two great teams. They're highly respected in their communities, and at the same time, it's like no matter what the score is, at the end of the day, you want to see both teams congratulate each other on a hard-fought game, and I think that's what you're going to see at the end of the game, because I know both coaches, they get a lot of respect for their players being able to have a little bit of class, and I think that's what you're going to see at the end of the game. So we got 3rd and 20 for the Bears, as Javonte Wall is going to get the handoff.
You got a lot of that.
And the tackle is going to be made by number 10, Bryce Curran. And that's going to be a gain of 10. So 4th and 10 for the Bears. And I think at this point you might as well go for it. Absolutely. You have nothing to lose. All you're doing is trying to build some momentum. Even if it's not in this game, it's for the next games to come.
I think what are you going to do? Punt it down into the end zone? You have that back.
And we got a little fumble on snap. Okay. Javonte Wall, he's going to break a couple tackles, and I think he has just enough to pick up the first down. So a great run by Wall, and to even fight for the extra yards.
Coach Shank's not giving up on his guys.
Bears have the ball inside.
What are your guys' thoughts on seeing Salim Sesma under center right now?
I think right now you have to take who is able to understand what it takes to play quarterback. The inexperience for the Bears, you got to take the guy who's willing to give it a chance. And you know what? I think he's doing a pretty good job, as Maurice Glass is going to try to bounce the ball to the outside, and he's going to be tackled by about 3 or 4 SaberCats for a gain of 5 yards.
I think what you got to do is you just got to go where the momentum's going. Right now, it's with him. So, nothing against, you just kind of got to go with who you got to go with.
But so far, Salim doing an excellent job.
Oh, he's moving it down the field. Like, for a moment there, we thought, there's no way they're going to keep moving. With the penalty and everything else, and sure enough.
So 2nd and 6 for the Bears, as Javonte Wall is going to get another handoff and be tackled across the stick. So another first down for the Bears, as we are now less than 1:30 left here in the 3rd quarter.
Bears first down.
I'm interested to see how Coolidge does for the rest of the season.
Oh, most definitely. And you know what? If they run this formation here to the T, it's like they can definitely open up that running game, which might lead to some more passes, as Maurice Glass gets another handoff and is going to take the ball just a couple yards short of the end zone.
Up to about the 2-yard line. 2nd and goal.
But let's talk about a little bit what each team has kind of going forward this year. We talked about Sabino getting ready to take on Saguaro next week, while the Bears are going to be traveling down to Ben Franklin. And then we just talked about Chrisman. I don't know how they're going to be able to withstand Sabino. And then that big rivalry between Santa Cruz Valley and Coolidge is going to be a good one. So some great games coming up for each team, as Salim is going to toss the ball to Jalil Bishop.
Bishop, the ball carrier, trying to get around the left end.
Who seems like he may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. And that's going to be a tackle by number 53, Dominic Ulloa? Ewa? Yeah, so great tackle for him. Jalil's been a little bit agile here, as that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. But at the end of 3, we got Sabino ahead of Coolidge, 49-14. So you know what? We're going to go one more time to our score stream. And, like I said, you guys are helping us out. So we'll be back here in a minute.
ScoreStream brings the excitement of high school sports directly to your phone and computer. Join our fan-driven network where you can score games, cheer with other fans, and share your favorite photos and videos from every game. Create epic highlights and help your favorite team be seen on local and national media. Become a super fan and have an incredible season with ScoreStream.
And one of the games that I'm really excited to see Sabino playing this year is Micah Mountain.
Ooh, that
That's
should
gonna
be a very good one, especially down in your neck of the woods.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, that was one of the games I wish we could have kind of got into and got on. But, you know, there's certain games, like, I think Micah Mountain's not going to have a problem getting that one televised anyways. But,
And so we just a little bit of finals around the way. Florence Gophers are knocked off Gilbert Christian 42-28, and the ALA Ironwood Warriors almost keeping things close against Morenci as Morenci wins 6-0. So a very low scoring affair there.
there's some games out there, I'm telling you, man.
So we have, as we start the fourth quarter, it's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Bears on Sabino's 1-yard line. Let's see if the Bears can punch this in and narrow the gap. Salim's going to hold the ball, keep it himself, and rush up the middle, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Bears. Rushing number 27, Salim Sesma, for the quarterback keeper for a touchdown.
What a shift of energy for the Bears. Salim's able to come in and take over for Gavin and able to turn the fortunes around for the Bears, at least in this fourth quarter, giving them something to look forward to in the next game at least.
And I think it could be something good, you know, going for the Bears. No matter who's at quarterback, I think right now you got to ride that rushing attack and see if teams can stop you.
And they definitely have a lot of weapons to use out there.
So the Bears are up for the kick. The kick is up, and it's going to be good. So now the lead is 49 Sabino, 21 Coolidge, with 11:50 here in the fourth quarter.
You know what? I'm really shocked about how strong this ROTC group is here at Coolidge.
And they've been bringing the energy.
Yeah, you know.
You know what? And overall, man, it's been a great crowd, great turnout on both sides of the field. I know you guys can't really see the Coolidge section over here, but you know they've came out and shown out. You know, new athletic director Dr. White, who's you know, implementing a student section to bring some students here to the game and show support for their schools. But even across the way, look at the stands over there for Sabino taking that long trip. I've made the trip down there. Even from where I live down in Marana, it's like it's a good little drive. So you know, for them to come and show support for their team, I was like, I know they're gonna love it, and you know, I'm sure they're loving what their boys are doing here tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Back deep, number 6, Devon Berryhill, Britt Roberson.
So number 21 for Sabino,
Short kick.
Zimmer is going to take the return and run out of bounds, as we got a little scuffle here after the play between a Bears player and a Sabino player. So we'll see what's the call. And who's going to be issued the foul on there.
Anybody out there at a game right now watching us, make sure you chime in, tell us what the score is, and actually, like we had mentioned, hit up that ScoreStream app and place the scores up there as well. But let us know what the scores are. Maybe we could give some shout outs around some of these schools around the area. So
we got a personal foul against the Bears. So that's going to add 15 yards to the end of the run.
This crowd's loving that, huh?
Oh, yeah, they're letting it be known how they're feeling. So, but you know what? Those are the things that you can't have if you're a team that's playing from behind. You know, you got to keep that level head and be able to not cost your team any more damage than what's already done. So 15 yards after the end of the run, that's going to put Sabino at the Bears' 40-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 with 11:45.
One thing I feel like we've been slight to mention or haven't mentioned really much at all is we want to thank Rodney Cox and Game Time Recruiting and Consulting for everything that he's done to help us get where we are and to make the connections we have, especially with Hastings coach, Coach Wally. I know that he's watching the stream right now, and I'm hoping that he's enjoying himself. And then I actually can't wait to see him next week when we're actually streaming the game in Micah Mountain. Or not Micah Mountain, excuse me, Post and Butte, when they play Micah Mountain.
Right.
So that's going to be a rush to the right by Zachary Haley. He's getting a little bit more, rushing attempts here in the latter part of the game, as I'm sure that Sabino's going to give a little break to Mason Cade. Haven't seen much of him on the offensive end, as you got a player in motion, and that's going to be handed off to number 7, Britt Rosen.
Good block by number 19. That lead block was
met by 26.
As Maurice Glass is going to get a pretty good hit on him, but a great run for Roberson, who had enough to pick up the first down on there.
Yeah, it was enough for a SaberCat first down.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line for Sabino. Cam Hackworth still in the ball game, as they're going to run a 4 wide receiver set, 3 to the right, as Roberson's going to come in motion. Another high snap from the center. Hackworth is going to find Roberson over the middle. Tackle made by Jaleel Bishop, and that's good enough for another SaberCats first down.
Taken down by Bears 7, Jaleel Bishop.
So as we're kind of winding down on this fourth quarter, who do you feel so far has been your player of the game?
Oh, from Sabino, you got to, give your kudos to Cam Hackworth. I mean, 5 passing touchdowns. I believe he had another rushing one to go along with it. And, despite, being the center snapping the ball over his head a couple times, just which
that goes against his yards.
Yeah, but the composure in the pocket, even when things kind of started going the Bears' way, he still was able, as there's another high snap, but he was still able, and he's going to find, just sailed it over the intended receiver, Roberson. But just the composure in the pocket and being able to make something out of nothing. But like I said, when your completion rating is set close to 70%, you find the open receiver a lot of the times, and it's just like, I'm just really impressed. As far as the Coolidge side, I mean, you have a lot of players there that you can sit there and mention. Andre Dukes picking up a couple sacks. Javonte Wall with a great run. Gavin Gunter rushing for a touchdown as well. And even Maurice Glass, he's making something out of nothing from his rushing attempts. And, you saw him make a good hit against Roberson a couple plays ago. So, but if I had to give it to somebody, it definitely would be Cam Hackworth so far.
So who on the Coolidge side then?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Maybe we need to go over to our Lupe guy here and find out.
Oh yeah, and you got the crowd turning it up a little bit, as Cam's going to roll to the right, and he's going to keep the ball and run out of bounds around the 5-yard line. And it's going to be 3rd and 5, as Wanye Brookshire is going to give him a little nudge out of bounds. But
so Lupe, who are you kind of leaning towards for the Coolidge side player of the game?
For the Coolidge side, it's tough. Like Daniel said, there's a lot of players that could be mentioned out there, because a lot of the Bears have been contributing to their success or lack thereof so far.
I think they've had success.
A little bit, but right now it's not showing on the scoreboard. But it's the first game of the season, and if I had to give it to anybody, I would have to say it would go to Maurice Glass.
So we got 3rd and 5. Cam Hackworth back again to pass, and he's going to throw across the middle, and the catch is going to be made for a SaberCats touchdown by number 3, Deshaun Ingram.
Number 3, Deshaun Ingram.
So another touchdown for the SaberCats as they extend their lead 55-21, and a great grab by Ingram.
Apologies for that camera malfunction. The
it
crowd.
wasn't malfunction. It was stomped. that was stomped. You almost have to lift the camera up because these kids over there are stomping away. We're right next to the students section, so it's like right now they're feeling it for whatever reason. They're stomping away.
So that touchdown is going to add another one for Cam Hackworth, making it around 6 touchdowns on the night. And you know what? He's spreading the love. You know, it was the Berryhill brothers early. You got Ingram getting one as well. So the field goal attempt is blocked. So the lead is 55 Sabino, 21 Coolidge with 7:59 left here in the 4th quarter.
And while we get a break in the action, I want to give a huge thank you and a huge shout out to the crew at Print and Sign Express out in Coolidge. They did a great job with the embroidery on our polos. And I got to give a huge shout out to Jamie, Beth, and Susan. They did a really good job. And I know that there's a lot of people out there, wondering where we get our gear from. And they supply us right now and are helping us look clean this year, last year, and the year before. So we're very thankful for them. And we look forward to possibly getting some more in some different colorways.
Absolutely. Big thank you to them over there. Done a fantastic job. And just to update some people around the 2A and 3A regions and divisions, you had Arizona Lutheran knocking off Wilcox 32-21.
Wow.
DJ Wilson.
Dysart is leading as of right now 20-7 against the Santan Foothill SaberCats. Ben Franklin beating Prisman 40-0, and Tanca Verde beating Phoenix Christian 19-6. And we had last night's game that was being streamed by Epic Sports Network.
Shout out to them.
Scottsdale Christian knocks off Santan Charter 41-13. The kickoff's made, and we got a little bit of a fumble there by number 11 for Coolidge, and that's going to be D'Angelo Miles on the return. And so let's see what both teams decide to do. Are you going to rest your players? It seems like Sabino kind of has taken control of things.
Yeah.
The comeback is unfortunately out of reach. Is this the time you start resting some players for next week and getting some younger kids some love out there?
I think what Sabino needs to do is just, obviously at this point, give some reps to those other strings, let them get in there. You don't want to injure somebody. I don't know if they'd go in and replace Cam at this point, but it should be probably on the back of my mind. Unless you're just trying to get stats kind of things. Which is good because he's trying to obviously, get his stat, break his records and stuff like that. I'm not taking anything from that.
Yep.
But get some of these other kids in here, get them in those reps. Some of these families obviously drove out here and let them get this,
Yeah, get them. Let's get the younger ones as Jalil Bishop is going to get the run, and he's going to break a couple of tackles. As the tackle is going to be made by a couple of SaberCats, number 11, Bryson Lichty.
Taken down by 21, Chance Zimmer.
And also assisting on the tackle is number 21, Chance Zimmer.
Yeah, I just think right now you just get those reps.
Definitely,
let everybody have this is your first game of the year kind of enjoyment out of it. And obviously same thing with Coolidge. If they do it like a second, third string, then obviously all of a sudden they can get some benefits of moving progress and so on. So it could be a win-win for everybody if you want to look at it that way.
So Bishop's going to get the carry again, and a nice tackle
Jaleel Bishop, the ball carrier.
by looks like number 11.
By 11.
Injured on 33 on Sabino.
Bryson Lighty.
He's getting up. He's hobbling.
And, yeah, you got number 33 coming up a little gingerly. And that'll be Dominic.
I think he was trying to get off, but
yeah, he's going to power through right here.
Hey, no, hold on.
Oh, they're going to sub him out.
31.
So 3rd and 1 for the Bears.
Yeah, he's out.
As Javonte Wall is going to
Wall got it back.
recover a bad toss right there by Gunter.
Loss of about 1, bring up 4th down, 4th and about 3.
So 4th and 3 on the play. You know, like we said, might as well get the reps while you can.
Yeah.
I don't believe Coolidge will punt. Oh, they're looking. Maybe they might decide to punt this one away.
Yeah, I mean, they're still on their other side of the 50, so I can see. But then again, man, go for it. Yeah.
I think they're gonna go for it. You know, what else do you have to lose? We're coming into 5 minutes left here in the game, and
Right.
you know what? Let's see if you could take something into next week, some positives, because they definitely have gotten the running game going a little bit. You know, a little bit of strange to see the toss so close inside that formation. You know, it's usually some type of handoff, but you got Gunter who's going to do a quarterback keep, and he's going to break away.
There you go.
As Gunter is heading down, and you have a little bit of laundry on the field. A great run by Gunter, who took it within the 10, but we got a flag around the 35-yard line.
Let him have it. Come on. Oh, man.
So we'll see what the penalty is. Probably a holding or blocking the back. Oh, they're going to be picking up the flag.
Nice.
So a huge gain for Gunter to get the Bears, as he has the quarterback keeper to get the Bears inside the 15-yard line.
See, it does make sense to make, weird comments from up here.
And you got the crowd still in it.
Your athletic director?
The athletic director, doing his own little thing.
Did he do a somersault?
He did a somersault.
Okay,
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And
how many ADs out there doing somersaults? I want to put that one out there on the board.
I'd be glad just to be able to run up and down this track. But as the Bears are inside the 10 or 15, 1st and 10, Javonte Wall's going to get the ball.
Okay.
And he's going to get about a 5-yard gain. Tackled made by Chance Zimmer, number 21 for Sabino. So we got about 2nd and 5 with 3:50 left here in the game.
We'll call it 2nd and 6.
So 2nd and 5. Maurice Glass is going to get the handoff. He's going to break a couple of tackles and be just a little bit short of the first down, as the tackle looks to be made.
Taken down by 42.
By number 42.
Yaslas Chris.
And I believe that's Chris.
By 3rd and 3.
And so Glass is going to get the ball again, and it looks like he has enough for the first down, and he actually has enough for the touchdown, as Glass is going to get his first rushing touchdown of the night and another Bears touchdown. So 55-27 now the score, as we are at 3 minutes and 1 second left here in the 4th. And the kick is up, and it is good.
This kick is good. 3:01 left to play in the ball game.
So 55-28 now. Here is the score. And it seems like And it seems like, you know what, the Bears are taking advantage of these reps, you know, still trying to find what's going to be their execution coming into next week as they head down to Benjamin Franklin. But we hope you guys have been enjoying the game here tonight. The first of many streams hopefully to come from the SoAZ VB network. Like we say again, you know, you guys are only helping us whether you subscribe or, you know, you tune into these games. And we hope to be bringing you guys this action for the remainder of the season, and possibly might even try to sneak in a playoff game if we're able to, you know.
I mean, the nice part is we are working with the NFHS, so we do got that. Now, is this being streamed as well on NFHS with us?
I think I have to take a look at it. I wanted to get it set up, but not sure if we got it on in time. You know, wanted to see this first game just be able to be streamed at first. We didn't know what the weather was going to be like, as Sabino returner is gonna make a great return almost to the 40-yard line, as I believe that's looks like number 32 for Sabino. So with 2:52 left, Sabino's offense will try to run out the remainder of the clock. Cam Hackworth still back there at quarterback.
Yeah,
you know what?
I see a lot of all the main guys are out there.
So Cam Hackworth is going to do a little out pass to number 19, Zachary Haley.
Fumble.
And there's a fumble on the play, but did he go down before the ball popped out? It kind of looks like the ball's going to stay with Sabino, at least for right now, and that's going to be good enough for a SaberCats first down.
Like the SaberCats maintain possession after the fumble. First down.
And once again, thank you all for all the comments you guys have been able to add to this stream. You know, we just want to continue to get better each and every week, and you know, your guys' words are definitely helping us and definitely making us better. And you know what? You're never going to be perfect, you know, depending on how the weather is, of course, depending on, you know, how the game is going. But you know what? We try to provide something that is going to be beneficial not only for us here at SoAZ VB Network, but also for these kids to and players to be able to take this film and utilize it, you know, for their huddles and things of that sort. That's why we like to stream it on YouTube and provide a service for them to be able to carry on, as Haley is going to take the carry up the middle for a gain about 4 yards.
26 Glass.
As Maurice Glass is going to pick up another tackle on the play.
And 50.
Now we'll be getting together probably tomorrow or something here and posting up, hopefully, you know, some of the things that we saw, everything like that. But another thing is, you might want to watch the pages for our websites is look out for the stat leaders and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Everything else that we're trying to do. Things that like anybody likes out there, obviously feedback like you were saying. And then obviously another thing, make sure you like and subscribe to the page, because it just helps us out. We're trying to get this out there. And you know, it's always nice to know that, hey, look, you know what? Actually, that was really good. I've watched several like shows on NFHS, and maybe they're quiet or whatever the case might be. But the nice part is that we're trying to do this, and we really do enjoy your comments and stuff towards what we're doing.
And also, you know, to the coaches out there, you know, you guys are only helping us, and you're only helping your players by going out there and posting these stats. We want to make sure that every kid gets an opportunity to shine for what we do, and you know what, be able to be recognized for their accomplishments. So,
Absolutely.
You know, continue to put out your rosters, continue to put out your stats, And you know what? Let's help grow the community, the football community, not only here in southern Arizona and Pinal County, but across the state as well.
I'm really interested to see how this hurricane that's coming in plays effect on the season next week. Oh.
So that's going to do it for us here
55
at Coolidge.
Bears 28.
As the final score is going to be Sabino 55, Coolidge 28. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And remember, next week, we are heading down to Poston Butte High School to see the Micah Mountain Thunderbolts take on the Poston Butte Broncos. So once again, thank you all for joining us. This has been Daniel Guevara, Chris Kidney, Lupe Ramirez, and thank you to Cedric from Get It In Sports and Coach Wally from Hastings College. We hope you all enjoyed the show, and we will see you guys next week down in Poston Butte.